said no.
Okay, Miss Lee.
I gotta give it to him. At least he didn't lie. At least he didn't lie and be like, "No, I got pants on, like we can't see it." But Rolando, I'll give you the first word on this. What are your thoughts on this craziness?
So,
my
so the
goodness.
guys basically, let me get this right. So the guy's testifying in court,
Yes,
all right, to something
on
cop
Zoom.
related on Zoom because it's during the pandemic, and he ain't got on no pants.
Well, this is not during the pandemic. This is recent. This is within about a week or so ago.
Because I still saw the glass up, so I figured this was like pandemic right here. So this got to be a blue state, because only the blue state still got the Pepsi glass up. You go to any red state, ain't no Pepsi glass up. They ain't even put it up from the get go. I live in Florida. They weren't putting up Pepsi glass, nothing. We were still slapping high fives and doing all that down here in Florida. So this got to be a blue state, number one. And dude looked like he owns something. He been drinking, smoking, partying, gambling.
Wow.
He into something.
Took it all the way there.
All right. And then you ain't got on no pants. What's the
Shaking my head.
these dudes is lost out here. They is really lost. Even the
Oh,
police
my.
are lost. They run around with no pants.
Yeah,
Jesus
that's crazy.
Christ.
Who shows up to court that way? I thought that was hilarious. I thought it was hilarious. Robert,
If I was
what's your
the
thoughts? What's
judge,
your
I'd
thoughts?
have
man?
had to,
Man,
look, I have them picked up, brought down to the courthouse with pants on, all right? And then you going to pee in this cup. Because that man looked like he really, he's on.
Oh
That's all I'm saying. So, somebody got to
no,
collect
no,
a sample from
no
this
to the
dude.
no.
I mean,
Oh my goodness.
I hope for those people that do that, you can see yourself in the camera, before you show up, 'Cause, oh man, I mean, you're going to court, you would think, at least put some pants on, I mean, or set the camera up, do a test run before.
Hey, Wise, just so you know, I got respect for your show. I wore pants. Okay. Just want to get that out the way.
Wow. I hope we all have pants on.
Seriously.
Everybody.
Seriously.
I have
And if
on
you don't,
shorts,
just
but
don't
okay.
stand up. We don't need to see it.
Right. We don't need to know what's on the bottom half. Oh my goodness.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you,
we
man.
can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh
we
yeah.
built it
Yeah.
in. Perfect. All right, ladies, what are your thoughts? Any of you guys?
I understand him in a way. I'm not gonna lie. Listen, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. During the pandemic, I worked from home. So, your girl had
wow.
a professional top and just chilling in the bottom. Or I would do Zoom calls and I'd be going in the shower. I'm not gonna lie. But I was smart enough. I'm gonna tell you right now, I was smart enough to put the
Oh no.
across the middle.
Come on, Crystal.
Listen, I was like, listen, I gotta go shower, and they want to have this meeting when I'm about to go shower. Cool, okay, I'm gonna just do the shower while it is what it is. But at the end of the day, I was smart enough to put the tape across the camera. I was smart enough to make sure that the camera was never on. And
You have the privacy. The privacy.
yeah, and I was always concerned about hackers. So I was extra. That's why I made sure because you never know a hacker could, hack in and turn your camera on. And I was like, all I need is for the camera to be on, me getting up off the toilet and going to the shower. Like that's all I need.
Oh no. No. Oh my goodness.
Hey, if you want to go viral, that's the way to do it right there.
Right, there it is.
I can understand him because if you work from home, you learn the professional at top, keep it cool in the bottom. It's just you gotta be smart enough how to learn how to angle. I look at every time I come on here, I'm looking at how it's angled, what angle y'all getting, what you see, what you not see. He clearly didn't do that. He probably just turned it on and just sat down ready, not knowing that all his jewels were showing to the whole world. Like
Oh.
I mean, at least he had draws on because it would have been worse if he didn't have draws on.
There you go.
At least he had draws on. What are your thoughts,
He has something
Yolanda?
covering him up. Well, you know what? During the pandemic, I DoorDash. So, that was very lucrative. But at the same time, like, I didn't have, well, the job that I had, of course, I was DoorDash, and I didn't have like a solid job. So I had to do that. So, of course, I had to wear pants. But at the same time, like, you got to stay ready. You got to be ready and you got to stay ready. So you don't have to get ready. That's it. I mean, I'm old school. I don't know, like me and you talked once wise before,
Hmm.
and I told you that we're around the same age, so we have like some of the same values on how we look at things. And look, judging by what he looked like he's probably maybe a tad bit older than us, so he should have known better. You got to be ready.
Yeah. How many of you guys think that the brother, he's, I mean, he works for the police department. I highly doubt he's going to lose his job because they have a pretty strong union there. So I highly doubt that the job is at stake. But I'm sure his folks are going to clown the heck out of him. I am for certain of it. They probably
He'll
got
never
pictures in
live
the
that down.
precinct of this guy
Yeah.
looking like this. I'm for certain.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Celeste, what are your
Right.
thoughts?
I think it's indicative of further evidence that the society is way too casual. We
There
have
it is.
we
Yep.
have
Yeah.
shown that we really don't respect anything. We go to church casual, we go to the office casual, we have casual
Mm.
Fridays. Now we're on camera, nearly naked. We have given up the game. We are letting it all hang out.
Mm.
Literally.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah. For real.
Literally. Literally. Oh my
Literally.
goodness.
Dion, you have anything?
Oh, just that he'll never live that down amongst his coworkers. Never
Right.
ever. He'll never live
Right.
that down.
Nah.
Well, you know how
Nah.
you men are, you probably
Yeah,
clown him
I'll
until the
plaster
end.
that picture all over the lockers. You
Oh,
know what I
yeah.
mean?
I'm sure as soon as he pulls up to his locker, that picture's there.
Right.
It's on his
Right.
locker
It's everywhere.
for
Waiting
certain.
on him.
Right, right.
You know what that reminded
Oh
me
my
of,
goodness.
Wise? Because you grew up in the 80s like me. How our dads used to run around with them old tighty whities on.
Oh Lord.
Remember
Oh
that?
Lord.
Pops would just
Oh
run around the
no.
house with the
Yeah.
Oh
old
no. Did you go
Hanes
there,
briefs.
Rolando?
It was almost like that, but the
Oh my
2025
goodness.
version where it's like, I got to do a Zoom call. Where my shirt at? And just threw on the shirt.
That's exactly what
and
it
ran
was
to the
too.
little computer. I
That's
could see that
exactly what it
happening.
That
Because
is.
my dad used to do that in the 80s. And let me tell you, they weren't like new draws, like they were sticking to your skin. They were like a little flabby. They had some miles
Oh my
on them. You know
goodness.
what I'm saying? So it
He
looked
said
like
it
Yeah.
had
it,
some
it,
You had
miles.
those for
Yeah.
you know what
years.
it
Yeah,
looked like?
miles on it.
It looked like a used diaper on the 80s. You ever
Mm,
see it? They
never
Like
just
a
like
used
drag it
diaper.
Like
down.
those
Come on,
baggy
It looked
diapers,
like
Rolando.
that.
you know?
And
Oh
I
my
just be
God.
watching that as a kid.
Oh
And I
my
just be like,
goodness.
boy, I gotta wear boxers. I can't do this.
This
You know
guy,
when
yo.
when a baby
Yeah.
wears a
Oh
diaper
my
and
goodness.
you get in the pool.
Oh yeah, and
Mm.
it's all saggy at the back.
Or that baby that had a diaper on for a very, 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 very long
Very
time. So
long.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Rolando, you might
Oh
be
my
offending some
goodness.
people. We got some folks still walking around like that in the chat right now. You know what I'm saying? You might be offending some folks.
Well, tell them to go change their diaper. You know what I'm saying? I
Listen.
don't know
Oh
what
my
to tell you.
goodness. Oh my
If
goodness.
they draw sagging like that, they need to go ahead and check.
Mm.
It might be time for a changing. This is the late show at the end of the day.
Hey,
Absolutely.
time for some depends.
Absolutely. Josh, I'll give you the
Listen.
last word on this. I
Listen.
want to move on. But I'll give you the last word on this if you got anything.
I was
I
taking
got
notes
something
as
too.
y'all was talking. Do y'all remember when they used to say in the commercial, "I can't wait to get my hands on you"? Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, when you was talking, that reminded me of that. Then who was the
Oh
first person?
wow.
Who was the first person to notice he didn't have no pants on? Was it the lady?
I think it
think
might have been the
so.
judge. I think the judge was like, he was kind of
I think
shocked. Like,
that's
wait,
I think he was just trying to let it just hide,
He-
but that lady didn't let it go.
Right, he was probably gonna tell
Mhm.
right, like You know you in your drawers right now, right?
Like, you're like, wait a minute, are you in your underwear?
Wait,
You're
did
like,
you see how
oh,
she leaned?
yeah, sir,
But
yeah.
here's a question. Do y'all think he did that on purpose?
I would
Because
hope not.
No,
he was really
no,
smiling and super comfortable. Like for you to be on your phone, you see what you look like, right?
Not, I think
No,
I
I
think
mm,
what
think
Rolando was saying is kind of
yeah,
like
I think he
I can
was in
see
the
that.
house. I think he was in the house smoking a blunt, looked at the little thing,
Relax.
and he was
Rolando,
like,
stop
"This
saying
what
that man was
conference
smoking a
room,"
blunt, Rolando.
and just
Oh,
got up, and he
uh,
was in his granddaddy drawers. He threw on his
yeah.
oh no,
Rolando.
t-shirt, and he
Rolando,
ran to
I
the
feel like that's
barbershop, and he
you.
was
I feel
like,
like
oh
if
my
"Yo,"
goodness.
Rolando
and
was
he
a
was
cop,
all
that would have
whacked
been
out.
him.
You saw, hey Joshua, you saw him. He was all whacked out. He's like, yeah, I'm here, Judge.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the judge
Mm.
like, yo, you ain't got no pants
Heck
on.
no.
That's how
Did you
that
see how
went.
she? Did you see how she leaned into the
Mm.
camera? She was out of there.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, we ain't gonna go there. It ain't late enough to comment on that. We ain't gonna do that one.
The
But
look on
hey,
her
I
face
was
was
gonna say at
enough.
least it wasn't Bible study. Like at least it wasn't Bible
Oh
study,
my
because
God.
that would have
Facts.
been even more
Oh
funny.
That
yeah,
that would have been worse. That
Oh yeah,
definitely would have
that
been
would have
and
been
worse
that would have
for
went
sure.
viral. Most definitely would
Wow,
have viral. I feel like
He's
he
wow.
might be
already
related
viral.
to you, Wise. Is he related to you? Is that how you got
Nah,
the video?
nah, he not related to
Oh,
me.
oh
Not at
no.
all. And if he was, I
Oh
wouldn't claim him.
wow.
I wouldn't
Right.
claim him. I'm
Oh
like, hey,
my
that ain't my
goodness.
cousin. Yeah, my family don't act like that.
We don't know that.
Uh,
Look, wise, is that
Nah,
Is
nah,
that
That's on
No,
nah.
daddy's.
no,
That's on
okay.
daddy's side. I don't know him like that.
no, they just need to go back to doing stuff in person. Just like
yeah,
we did it back in the
yeah.
day.
I would
Because
agree with
when you
that.
start invading people's personal space, you're gonna see stuff that you don't want to see. I've called
Exactly.
co-workers at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock to discuss something about work. They answer the phone, hello, who's this?
Oh
Because they don't
no.
already have 5, 6 glasses of wine. You
Mm.
know what I mean? So what people do in their personal time, you got to leave that personal space to them.
I would
Stop
agree with
zooming
that.
these people
Yeah,
at this time and this time because you'll never know what you're gonna see on the other side of that phone.
I, I'll say
You
this real
might see
quick.
something domestic, you might see somebody drinking, you might see the kids acting a fool. Now you start to look at that person different and be like, man, you got a wild household, or you drink too much, or you know what I mean? And this
You
is all
know,
stuff you
Well,
wouldn't have known if you ain't zooming this dude all the freaking time about some work stuff. So let's stay out of people's homes and just go back to the office.
I agree with that.
yeah.
What
It's
did y'all
like
hmm.
say,
Salif
sis?
this
said though. They made the society is so cushioned, comfortable, and you're gonna get stuff like that. And I agree with Rolando. We need to get if you got to go to court to testify or whatever, you need to show up. That way,
Yeah.
you're dressed accordingly. Because how are you gonna regulate
look,
that as a judge? How are you gonna
that's the
fine them
issue.
for
Like
you
people don't
know?
even
Oh,
show
they
up
just
to
hold you
You
in
really
contempt and send
can't.
the
You
police to
really
your house to come
cannot.
get you.
Oh wow.
people
Yeah.
don't even show up to job interviews dressed up. Like they'll show up in a
No.
in pajamas and a t-shirt. So
Mhm.
Yep.
they definitely, that's not to
Yeah.
say, and I agree with you guys to say that that's how it should be, but that's just for whatever reason, one reason or another, that's not how people work. And that reminds me of, and I'll be super quick, the during the pandemic when all the kids were having virtual classes,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
all the
Oh,
different stuff
don't
that y'all
even go
was,
there. Oh my
I'm
goodness.
not going to do it. I'm not going to do it, but it
You
was
already
the
did it, but
most
you already
egre-
did it.
I'm not going to go into detail, but it's just the different things that you see going on in people's houses. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, there my it was a commercial of a guy on a treadmill. I forget what commercial it was. He had on like a blue shirt and like he was on a treadmill, but the camera could only see like the from here up. But it was a button up shirt, but he only had on boxers at the bottom. You remember that commercial? I don't know what
Yes.
commercial that
Mm-mm.
was.
Yes. Hmm.
I do remember that one.
I forget what it
I do.
was, but
Mm.
I don't know. I mean, in one hand, I personally, when I'm on live streams, I wear pants because I don't want to get
Yeah.
up for
You
whatever
make a
reason,
Right.
mistake. That one
you know,
mistake. That's it.
forget to turn
Hmm.
my camera off. Like, mm-mm.
My son used to laugh at me all the time, back in the day. I'd have on basketball shorts and I'd have on, if I'm in a meeting, Zoom meeting or whatever, I'd have on a full button up and things of that nature. But I have basketball shorts. He'd come downstairs cracking up. Oh, Dad, look at you. I was like, son, they can't see me at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm good. I'm
Hmm.
golden. You can only see from up here. It's all okay. It's okay.
Hmm.
Hey, we good. But I'm smart enough to not go and stand up and walk away. I never did that. And
Mm.
if I needed to, I'll just I know how to turn the camera off.
Turn the
Yeah, I know how
camera
to
off.
do
Yeah.
that.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know, but I want
Now,
to move
do
on.
you all remember when the newscasters were like,
Yeah.
they had like the evening news was about them like being busted, on Zoom without pants. There was one video where I don't know if it was a woman or a man, I couldn't remember. No, it was a man. It was a man newscaster, and his child walked in, and like you can see his wife scrambling on the floor trying to pull the baby out of the room
Yes, I
because the
saw.
baby came into the room. But yeah, no, that was a thing that, and I'm surprised. Well, it shouldn't be surprising now because that's just, you know, like
Yeah, you see all
he
kinds of
should have
crazy
known
stuff
better.
during the
Yeah, he
pandemic. I
should have
mean,
known better.
cats. Yeah, you see cats walk across people's screens and dogs running in
Hmm.
the back. I mean, it was just kind of. It almost became kind of the new normal. You know.
Adult
Guys,
toys,
just so
adult
everybody knows,
toys.
I
It's
did wear
crazy.
pants. I did wear pants today because everybody's asking in the comments. I did wear pants to jury duty. I wore my pants.
Well, Crystal, you were
So
in person.
I was
You
in
were in
person.
person, so
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, you was in person, so
so
you know.
so you better wear pants in person.
Yeah, I'd hope so. I'd hope so.
My
But let's
And
keep it
goodness.
moving. I want
I
to
got
play
out of
this.
jury duty.
I want to
Good.
go
Glory be to
to.
God.
All right, so let's keep it moving. I don't know if you guys had a chance to see this, but this young lady is going viral. She got married, and she's talking about there may be a little choice language in there. So I just want to let you guys know there may be a little choice language in there, but I want to play this for you guys, and I want to start with the ladies. So I'm just letting you know I'm coming to the ladies first, and then we'll get to the fellas and their conversation or their thoughts, on this particular situation here. But give me a second. Let me pull this up.
Hear me out, okay? Hear me out real quick. There is a video trending online right now. There is a nice looking woman with a beautiful red dress on and a small Gucci purse in a restaurant flaunting a ring, right?
Told me not to make his lunch. Oh, okay. They told me not to fold his laundry. Oh, yeah. They told me not to pay for dates. Okay. Take me through there. Take me through there. What you talking about? What you talking about? Pack that nigga lunch.
Okay, what happened?
Yeah.
They told me not to do his laundry, and now I got a ring. Not saying that there's anything negative about that, but let me think logically because my mind instantly has no choice but to think critically, okay? So I'm thinking like, as a woman, I view myself in a high standard, right? And I personally don't understand why women, when they talk about being married or getting proposed to, is always what they're doing to show the man that they can be a wife and a good wife. Like, I cook for him, I clean for him, I wash his, like, damn it, do you wipe his ass too? Are you his fucking caregiver? Are you his mama CNA and all that shit? Like, what did he do for you? Like, okay, like, why do women never think, like, instead of wanting to be validated and chose so bad, do y'all ever sit up and think like, is this man worthy enough of me to take myself off of the market? Is he worthy enough of me to risk my life and lay down and have a child for? Is he worthy enough for me to allow him to make me his wife? Like, you got, think about it, right? What she's saying is only a flex if what she was doing was strategy, because she seen that man had something to offer her in the long run, right? And you can say what it is you want to say, but men do the same thing. It's called choosing better. It's called vetting and having fucking common sense. You're supposed to do that if you're going to be with somebody for the long haul, right? It's only a flex to flaunt a ring if behind being married in that paper, in that ring, he's providing for you. So repeat what you're saying and then think about your life 5 years from now. I got a ring because I cook and clean it. Okay, you cook, clean, but are you paying 50% of the bills? Because, bitch, I guarantee you, if you paying 50% of the bills, he ain't finna cook, clean, and do your motherfucking laundry. So you watching
Oh,
shitty ass
oh,
draws.
oh,
You over
oh,
here
oh,
sitting
oh.
up there cooking for him, cleaning for him, packing his lunch and all that shit, but you're still working. You're his servant. You're making his life easier while you basically married a roommate. I cannot make this shit up. Change the way that you think. If I get married, I'm going to get married with someone that can put me in a better predicament that I'm already in. Otherwise, I could just put my fucking house up, Airbnb, and then I can make my own life better by bringing in more
Lonely
income
and miserable though.
so that I can go buy myself a
Listen,
diamond ring if I want to. I can have extra savings, instead of helping a grown man carry weight. Like, what do I need you here for? If you weren't with that man, he would be doing everything by himself. So what the fuck he come and get a woman for help? Because that's what it doesn't make sense.
Told me not to make his lunch. Oh, okay. They told me not to fold his laundry. Yeah. They told me not to pay for dates. Okay. Take me through there. Take me through there. What you talking about? What you talking about? Pack that nigga lunch.
All righty. I want to start with the ladies. This is a lot. And this lady has gone viral for the life of me. I want to start with you, Yolanda, and then we'll go Yolanda, Crystal, Celeste, Dion, and then we'll get to the fellas. But I gotta ask the ladies, and I gotta ask you this question: these little boogers she got going on in her nose, why?
Oh,
Why?
that was
Seriously.
whoa.
That is, I don't know why the women are deciding to do this. It is it's the most unattractive look that I've seen in quite some time. To be
There's
honest
a
with
way
you.
to do it, though.
If you can answer that question for me, and then you can go wherever you want to go with this. I don't care, but I am that not a good look. Seriously.
Are you sure you want me to go there, Wise? Because I
Yes,
can go there.
please.
First of all, um, the kind of woman, and I want to be really careful because I don't want to disrespect the young lady, but at the same time, she already disrespects herself by her very appearance, her attitude, and it screams bitterness. It screams it like it screams rejection. Like she probably don't have to say anything, and somebody can read her entire life just based off of her appearance, and that's very important because the rings in the nose let you know that that's rebellion. Like she wears it like somewhere she hurt, some man hurt her, her daddy hurt her, her brother hurt her, her uncle hurt her. Like some man is he's the product, or he's the I don't know the word for it, but like he's the target. There it is. He's the target for how she feels. So she's not going to be happy for somebody else getting married because of her own standards that she set. It's clear and obvious that she's probably by herself. That nobody is fishing in her pond, so to speak. No one is coming at her, knocking on her door. you know Bottom line, when you see people like that, they need Jesus. Like if you don't have a healed heart, you can't be happy for somebody else. But let's start with her language and the tone in her voice. Like she's not someone who is a joy to be around. She might be cool people, but she's probably not the life of the party in the way that you want her to be the life of the party, if you understand what I'm saying. But the nose rings, the language, like I was reading the chat, Kiwan she hit it on the head, the nail on the head. The nose rings and the language, that's enough. Like you can hear bitterness. Now let's go on. I hit her. Let me go on with the red dress. A lot of people don't understand the. I know you're laughing, but a lot of people don't understand what it is to be married. It is a very serious institution, and people treat it as if they're going there. We going to the prom, yeah, oh, yeah. Like, come on, girl, be for real and be serious. Be serious. Like you have a ring on your finger, and obviously, it sounds like he doesn't do a lot, and you do a lot. You don't do a lot. So two people getting together that don't do a lot. What is that equaling? And all of this is going to be some drama, some fighting, fussing, cussing, screaming, and whatever else. But and not to tear these people down, it's just society in itself. The community, so to speak, in itself is coming off as bad. When God thought about marriage, He thought about a serious institution. It's a covenant, and it's actually a covenant with you, your husband, your wife, or whoever. Well, not whoever. I can't say whoever, but your husband, your wife. When you come together, God is supposed to be in the middle. He's not supposed to be on the outside of the bubble. He's supposed to be the one that forms the bubble. So, as far as red dress, she happy to get married, and it might end in 2 years. Uh, I'm gonna let somebody else take it over because I think I've torn down the people enough. But just to get the people in the chat and online to understand, marriage is serious. Yes, be excited, be happy that you're getting married, but just know that you're not entering something that you can just get out of so easily. There needs to be a level of maturity. I don't know who you said was next. Is it Crystal that's next? What do you think, Crystal?
Crystal, but I would agree with that. But I want to say this as a I think Robert's married. I know Josh isn't. Spaces is a youngin. I don't think he is, and we know Rolando's a player for life. We hope that's not the case, though. We hope.
Rolando. Oh, Rolando.
But I gotta say this
Oh,
as
Rolando.
Just want to throw
as
that
one
out
of the
there.
married men on the panel who has been married for quite some time. Um,
Mhm.
my wife at the time when I was going to work, she did make my lunch. She did make sure,
Of
that
course.
my clothes and things of that nature was taken care of, so I didn't go to work looking
Hmm.
crazy. She did a lot of things, and
Hmm.
because of that, and not to include what she did, with the kids and for the kids, so forth and so on.
Hmm.
But there
Hmm.
was a role that I played in this as well. When you see a young
Right.
lady say, hey, it's okay to make this man's lunch. It's okay to, cater, make this man, put him first, in this particular
Oh, no
relationship.
doubt.
It's
No
okay
doubt.
to do that.
Right.
I don't think it's a situation to where it's maybe she has low self-esteem or something along those lines. I think she is actually
Hmm.
showing the blueprint of this is what needs to be done if you want to get you a good dude. Now,
Well, let me say
go
this,
for it.
wise. Um, I'm 100% with the stand by your man, do for your man. Because um, God made us helpers, in whatever way that we're supposed to help. By all means, do. I was married, and I'm now divorced. But at the same time, I learned a lot from my marriage because you could do all these things and it's not being reciprocated. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So I really understand, when you say that these are the things that you're supposed to do. Yeah, I 100% agree with the role that a wife is supposed to take. As a matter of fact, I was talking to my mother today in regards to something like that. And, the standard that has been set for wives and husbands have gone down. So when you have people that have that standard of marriage where the man does what the man is supposed to do and the woman does what the woman is supposed to do, you see the union that it has intended. Is it easy to be married? No, not
No,
at all,
not at
Nothing
all.
and
is.
not
But
at
I'm gonna
all.
disagree with you real fast. I don't think the standard
Mhm.
of marriage has gone down. I think people's mentality in reference to marriage has gone down. The
Mhm.
standard is the standard. The standard that God gave us, it hasn't changed.
I,
No different
yeah,
than the word of
I
God. The word
misspoke.
of
I'm
God
sorry.
hasn't changed. I think the
No, not at all.
people, mankind, us,
Yes,
we've
yes,
we've lost our way. In that,
yes.
Crystal, I want to give you an opportunity to get in there. What are your thoughts? Uh oh. Uh oh.
Let her clear her throat. Go ahead, Crystal. Let her go.
Throw your
this
microphone.
bull, this bull looking girl with them things in her
Oh
nose.
no.
Okay.
Oh.
She's bitter, she's angry, and she's hateful. She's the definition of toxic feminism. That is what that is.
Mm,
And I feel like
mhm,
she doesn't even know that girl in the red dress. Clearly, she doesn't know her. She just saw this and she decided she was going to react to it. And she's
mhm,
spinning a narrative that she doesn't even know if it's true or not. She doesn't know if that man takes care of that woman. She has no idea
No
what
idea.
their relationship is like. But because she
Yeah.
sees a woman celebrating her man, her bitter self because she's lonely, and as Quincy
Mhm.
said, crabs in a bucket, and she probably mad because her girlfriend cheated on her, not her man.
Mm.
She's around
Oh
here
man.
trying to take it out on this sister that is happy about her man. That is a problem. That's what is going on right now in America. Hopefully not the rest of the world, but especially this toxic feminism, this movement where yes, a woman, the Bible does say, a man that finds a wife findeth a good thing. Amen. But understand, we are a helpmate. I need women to understand.
Yes.
Men have the vision, women have the blueprint. That's how it works. That's how it
Hmm.
goes. And a lot of times,
Exactly.
women are
Exactly.
sitting here attacking another woman that
That's a
is
good point.
actually doing what she's supposed to do. This man could be changing, taking care of her car, taking care of the stuff that's around her house when things are broken. He could be
Yes.
doing all that for her, but because she's saying I make him sandwiches. What's wrong that she makes him a sandwich? And I feel like she was saying that because the girl in the red dress, because she's probably had a lot of women attack her. I've had women attack me. They're like, Krista, you shouldn't do that for a man. Why not? If I love him, then I got his back. That's how it works. He got my back, I got his back. I'm not supposed to be sitting down here, the new type of woman. You need to be taking me to a 5-star restaurant because I'm cute. That's it. I'm cute. You need to. That's the new version of women. That's not how women are supposed to be. We are.
Wow.
This is a beautiful partnership. She's fussing about what if it's a 50-50 and you got to pay 50-50. And what? If that's what the relationship is, that's what the relationship is. You can't
Mhm.
dictate their relationship. Again, she's lonely, she's bitter, she's angry. And the thing that irritates me the most is those women that ain't in no happy marriage trying to tell somebody who's happy how to be happy. Like you
Mm.
clearly not happy. You don't have a man. You ain't got no ring. You have nothing. And you're sitting down here beating down a woman instead of celebrating her and saying, you know what? Congratulations. And I hope that God blesses your marriage. She'd rather call her every name in the book. That is what you call evil, bitter, and angry. And that's a nasty spirit. And as my TikTok
It
community
is.
said, she will not be chosen with that attitude either. And them nasty things that hang out her nose too. She better remove those things if she want to be seen and fix that mouth because you are not supposed to be
Yeah.
talking like that as a woman. Fix your mouth.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Celeste, I want you to get in
Yeah.
there. I got a question to ask you though. When we look at America and we look at, let's just talk about the black community right now for a quick second. We could talk about all of America, but we could just talk about the black community. When you look
Wow.
at,
Okay.
we have some of the lowest numbers, in marriage, both from men and women. We have the lowest marriage numbers in the country. We also understand that everybody talks about this generational wealth thing. It's hard to do that when you're not in one of those relationships. The wealthiest people in the country are married people. The wealthiest black people in the country are married black people. That is a fact. You can't refute it. That's just the truth. That's just what it is. My question to you is that when you have a smaller amount of eligible men, because there are a lot of good dudes out there, they're already married, black men, they're already married, like myself and some others out there, they're already married, so they're already gone. And then you have more women that are single looking for a good dude. Why is it a negative? Why is there this negative connotation around either the competing, or when you do discover that this guy is somebody worth taking that extra step for, when that woman decides that, hey, I'm gonna do everything that I can to make sure that I hold on to this dude because he showcased himself in a manner that, hey, this can be a good husband, this can be a good father. What's wrong with that? Why is that? Why is the negativity around that?
So I think the issue here is that there's a fine line, and I'm specifically speaking about the woman who got engaged. I'm not addressing the woman who made the video, who had the commentary, because I agree with Crystal. She doesn't know anything about their relationship. She had no facts. 90% of that commentary was all assumptions. However, the woman in the red dress, I can see as Wise is saying, when you meet a man and he is acting appropriate, towards you, and he's serious about you, and you are in a courtship, it makes complete sense that you would show, hey, I can be a good helpmeet, I can be a good partner, and I care for you, and therefore would naturally want to assist you in any way that I can. I 100% agree with that. What I disagree with is, I feel like if you're going to keep it 100, then keeping it 100 means you got to keep it consistent. I do not agree with women performing the duties of a wife before they become someone's wife. Because the danger in that is, you can be cooking and cleaning and, rolling in the sheets, God knows what you're doing. And that man could say, after a year, 6 months, 5 years, whatever it is, I'm no longer interested, or I do want someone else, or whatever it is he has, which is completely within his right to do. So I feel like, yes, I will treat you in a caring and loving and respectful manner, but you don't get to have me fulfill the duties of a wife until I am going to be your wife. Now, that doesn't mean I can't make you a sandwich. That doesn't mean if you don't say, hey, can you run by the store on your way and pick up such and such? Absolutely, I can do those things and would happily and cheerfully do them. But I'm not your wife, and I'm not going to play wife to you. You're going to have to be my husband. And when you are my husband, you get me wholly and completely as your wife. And I think that that's a fine line. I think that we are not, as women, and we have not been guided and raised to be mature enough to know how to navigate that line well. And the second thing I want to say about that woman in the red dress, I actually thought her behavior was terrible. I would not be proud, if I were a man, to tell my friends that this is my woman on the thing going, ha, how you like me now? See that? I mean, it just all, I mean, she looked right out of a rap video. I was like, is this Cardi B? Who is this? I, I didn't think her behavior was at all that great either. So whoever she's with or whatever they're doing, I say we all just let them go to the side, and hopefully they can work it out and they can have a beautiful relationship. But the whole thing looked a little bit ratchet to me.
You may be there. I mean, it sounded. I mean, it sounded like that was some folks from down in Atlanta, because she definitely hit him with the take me through there. For those of you guys that don't know, don't go look up the video. It's not worth going to go check it out. It's not worth going to go check the song out. Don't go there. I just happened to come across my feed because I seen something else. But that's definitely some Atlanta lingo for sure. And yeah, you may be onto something. With somewhat of the ratchetness. But I do think that to give the lady in the red dress a little bit of grace. I think she was really excited because she knows that she is now a part of the 26%. I think she knows that. And all the people out there understand that when you start talking about black women, they're the least married people in the country. There's only 26%, 1 in 4. And I think she was really, really excited about that. And she was trying to explain or stunt or flex as to, this is what I did to get a dude to give me a ring. Because the ring that the dude gave her, it wasn't some little small trinket. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't. He spent some bread on that thing. But Dion, what are your thoughts?
Well, I would just say the same as what Celeste said, which is, you know, if it, I'm happy for the young couple. I like to see people getting married at a young age and family building and that kind of thing. So I thought that was wonderful. But, I mean, like Celeste said, you have to be careful about how much you invest in a situation before you get that ring. There's nothing wrong with being nice to somebody that you care about at all. And I mean, I don't know about the whole doing the laundry and all that. I mean, I would try to help with certain things, but you got to be careful about how much you're investing. And the young lady said nothing about this part, but the whole, there are just some things that I myself am not going to do at the risk of sounding like a prude. Because what was it last week? Rolando clowned me about it, but I I'm gonna be um as much as God graces me to do so, obedient to Scripture. He delivered me out of fornication, so that's something I'm not going to do. So that might have to do with why haven't been picked thus far and all that. And I have my ongoing thing with God because, like, I was coming up when I was young, I had 3 friends and they were all shacking with their men. I was the only one that wasn't. I was the only one. He plucked me out of fornication, and I couldn't go back there after he did. And then they're all married, and I'm the one out here still single. So, but even with that being the case, even though it didn't turn out the way necessarily that I wanted, I'm still going to adhere to what the Bible says the way I should conduct my life. I'm all about the household things because I love to see my house, the laundry done, clothes folded, everything in its place. And a person, that was dating or courting me would see that about me, about the way that I keep my house and that kind of thing. And so that's the way they would see it. But I've done the most many times, and it doesn't always turn out the way that you would like. So, like I said, I'm not hating on the young lady. Like I said, I think it's great. Young couples need to be getting married. We need more of that in this culture. So that's a good thing. And she's young, so I mean, I know the way she was kind of bragging about it. I mean, she was having fun with it the way I saw it. But definitely the lady who was critiquing, I was like, first of all, your choice of jewelry nullifies everything you think you're saying that's supposed to be good. Because with whatever she had hanging out of her nose was disgusting. I could barely hear what she was saying because I'm watching this stuff dangling out of her nose. I don't know what's worse, these nose rings or the snuffleupagus eyelashes. And I will rock me some lashes. I will, because I like makeup. I got a whole makeup channel. What do I call it? Life with D. Maria Beauty. So, I play around with them, on screen or whatever, but I don't go outside like that. And here lately, I haven't been wearing the lashes. But yeah, this space is. This whole thing, I think the nose rings, I don't know. I think the nose rings are worse than the lashes. I think.
No, ain't no think about it. They're definitely worse.
Okay,
if I had to choose
okay.
between the lashes or the nose ring, I'd take the lashes over the nose ring all day long. And I'm not a fan of either, but I would
Right.
definitely take the nose ring. I mean, the lashes over the nose ring for sure.
Oh my
I want to get the
God.
fellas in here, on this.
Yeah.
We'll start with Robert. What are your thoughts? And you can go wherever you want to go, with this. I don't have any questions for you, but what are your thoughts on
Okay.
this?
All right. So, with the young lady in the red dress, I agree she was being ratchet. Um, but at the same time, I think she was probably a little bit under the influence with drinks. She was happy, celebrating. I mean, she's getting married, and yeah, she was flexing like, I got my man like this and this, And I mean, I can't knock her down. She was having fun. But one thing that Crystal brought up that kind of made me think of this, but for the construction people like Rolando, he might understand what I'm saying. But yeah, men are the architects. We draw up this thing, and you women are the engineers that do the math and say, hey, you can't really build the building that way because mathematically it's not gonna happen. So you bring us back down, and we're like, crap, back to the drawing board, right? So and one thing I've learned, I've been married 16 years, and me and my wife in the beginning, I was more center left. So I had this ideology, and I don't know what it is about being young that you want to have a 50-50, kind of like she needs to work, I need to work, and she needs to clean the house while she works. And then I got to be the man to do her oil changes, do the maintenance, go up there. If somebody disrespect her, I got to fight her, right? And, at first it made so much sense to me, but throughout the years, I'm starting to realize, and this is why I lean conservative, but I'm starting to realize that that's not what deep inside I really want. Like as a man, what I really want is like Solis was saying, the Bible says we're the woman's a helper, right? And it's like natural, like again, we were talking about this the last time where God told Eve that your desire to submit to the man, and what that means is that I gotta be that man that she wants to submit. So it's like the Bible is like a two-bladed sword. It cuts both ways. And even when it's going one way, it's actually putting that responsibility on the man. Like, you need to be a real man to this woman in her eyes. That way she's willing to desire and submit and follow you. And and one thing that I've learned is the communication. So like, for example, and I had this issue from the jump, and I'm sure a lot of guys will have this issue. I would do whatever I want to do, because that's what I was used to. And instead of saying, "Hey, you know what? I feel like I'm gonna buy this because this is what I want," and what do you think, right? And sometimes you think like, "Oh, you're asking permission." It's not that. It's that you're including her with everything that you're doing. And I've noticed that by doing that, the relationship gets better. And, back to the 50-50 thing, the reason why I don't think it works is because what happens when one of you makes more money than the other? And let's say you're like, well, you know what? I'm going to give you my half, right? And I'll pay half of my bills, whatever it is. If it's 8,000, so 4,000, each, whatever. Boom, I got my 4,000. I still got some left over. What if I'm like, hey, you know what? Let's get takeout. Let's go to like Perry's, or let's go somewhere expensive, right? What are you gonna do there? What if the guy can't afford that, right? And he's your husband. What are you gonna do? IOU, and what happens if he can't pay you back? You know what I mean? Like, so you're gonna divorce the person because they owe you this much money? I mean, it's like you're supposed to be a partner, right? You're not supposed to, you're not a roommate. So I mean, so the 50-50 thing doesn't make sense throughout my years, but I feel that us men, we need to step it up. And like Wise was saying, I think the humanity, we just lost our way, and we've just forgot that relationships, whether it's friendships, brother, sister, anything is not easy. There's confrontation. We need to learn how to act within confrontation. If I don't agree with you, if you don't agree with me, there's a way to still get along. So as marriage, she's your best friend. And there's that word that you hear, she's your everything. All right. So what to me, your everything is what? The most person that you dislike the most, she's gonna be the most, there's gonna be times where you're gonna be like Chris Rock said, man, if you don't hate the witch, she, you don't love her, and it's true because there's moments where my wife drives me
Wait.
insane, she drives me insane, and the thing is that what helps is communication. Something like, hey, wait till you calm down, wait till y'all calm down, and be like, hey man, why did you gotta talk to me like that, man? Like I feel disrespected, and then she's gonna say, well, you did this, you did that, whatever, right? And instead of getting you triggered, that's what you gotta work through that. And if for her to be your wife, she has to be your everything. The person you dislike, the person you love, everything, And so I just hope that we can get back to a place where, you know,
Mhm.
if you're a man, don't be afraid, to kind of, you know, say things, like, what, give her a chance and see what
Mhm.
deal with and what you can't deal with. And the same thing with women. If you see a guy that is probably not as successful as he is, build something. And the reason why these, like Brother Wise was saying, that in the black community, right? You were saying that a lot of them are successful that are married. Well, because they're building each other up, and with that, somebody or both has to drop their ego within each other. And
Yeah.
if you're a player like Rolando, that hey, I like women, that's I'm sorry, Rolando, but from what I hear, you're a ladies' man, so and if you're one of them that like that's something that you gotta.
Rolando, like, oh man,
I know that's something that you gotta
oh
speak to your future wife
Rolando.
and be like, you know what, I have this issue. I want to work it out with you. I love you. I think you're the one, but help me out. I need help from the Lord, and you're my helper. And then just be honest. And I know that sounds like too much because it's like you're showing a weakness, and as guys, we don't like to do that. But if she's the one, or if you think she's the one, you'll be surprised. She might help you overcome stuff. But that's all I got to
Spaces,
say.
spaces. I want you to get in there. I know you had some disagreements with the ladies, so uh, yeah, I want to hear. I want to hear your thoughts.
So, oh, man, I don't
Okay,
know if I want
Spaces.
to speak on if I don't know if I want to speak on the video or if I want to speak on what the responses. Sheesh.
Either one.
Oh man.
Either one.
What?
Actually,
I,
go to the responses. I like the responses first. We need a
Yeah,
little
go
context.
ahead, Space. Tell.
man, with Miss Celeste and Miss sorry, what is it? What's her name?
Dion or D
Dion.
Damari?
Maria.
Dion. Okay, Miss Dion. So when it comes to that, you both said something to the effect of I'm not going to give all of myself to a man unless he makes me his wife, right? That's what you both said, right?
Well, no, I just said that I don't think that women should perform wifely duties before they become a man's wife.
Hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
the issue with that is women expect men to do husbandly duties, even though they're not married. For instance,
I don't think a
where
man should
if
do that either.
well, let me ask you this. So one of the
That's both
things a
ways.
man um, provides to a woman is protection, right? So
Mm-hmm.
if let's just say a man and a woman are
Sisters.
dating for a year and they get into a situation where she could get injured, like somebody's challenging her in her face, and he says, "Well, you're not my wife." Then he looks she would no longer be interested in him as a possibility of being a husband. He would have
So
to prove first that he can do that before she interested in him in the long term.
so let me say this. If we're walking down the street and there's a threat or something coming my way, and the man steps in front of the threat or does whatever he needs to do to mitigate the threat, that is a demonstration of what he will do as my husband. But I don't necessarily expect that he should consistently act like my husband when he's not. I don't expect him to pay my bills. I wouldn't expect him to do all of the things that you may ask your husband to do. So let's say I'm having a problem with rent, or I'm having a problem with a car note, and I come up short. I'm not going to him for that because he's not my
Mm-mm.
husband. So what I'm saying is I don't think that men should act like husbands when they're not. I don't think that women should act like wives when they're not. But what I do think that they should do is, in both cases, they should demonstrate their character so the other person can see what they would be like when they become your wife or when they become your husband. So I have no problem with people demonstrating character, and I have no problem with people generally caring for one another.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just a part. If you Even if you weren't my husband, if somebody was going to walk up to me and punch me, you might go, hey, back up a little bit, just because you're a caring person. So I'm not saying that we shouldn't care for each other and we shouldn't respect each other. What I'm saying is, I shouldn't consistently be acting like your wife when I'm not.
I think that goes against feminine nature. I think when it comes if anytime a woman is in a situation where there is a threat and the man that she's interested in is next to her, she cowers behind him. She looks for him to intervene regardless.
I'm going to
And the
do
reason
that,
why
absolutely. But what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that he shouldn't protect her and keep her from harm. I actually think men should do that for strangers. I think men should be doing that at all times. But what I'm saying is that's different than consistently performing the duties that a wife performs for her husband. The same way I don't think men should be paying women's bills and consistently performing the duties that a husband provides to a wife.
I agree
isn't
with
he
that.
stepping into?
I guess it just depends on where that relationship's at, huh?
Well, if you're doing things the right way and you're not shacking up or something along those lines, yeah, I'm there. I'm in agreement. In spaces, I want to allow you to continue. But I got a question, for the ladies. When you're in the courting stage for these young women and young men, spaces are youngin in that courting stage. How should women and the young men showcase themselves as, hey, I can be a good husband. I can also showcase that, hey, I can be a good wife. I'm gonna hold you down. I'm gonna be there for you. Briefly, don't go too long. But how how should they go about doing so?
Wise, you know what you're doing, bro. You
Hey,
really know
I
what
wanted,
you're
I wanted
saying.
to, I
Instigator.
wanted
It's
to,
a
I
setup.
wanted to ask this same
Yeah.
question. I wanted to ask this exact question.
We'll start with the ladies. Celeste, I'll allow you to answer. It
All
sounds like
right.
you're the spokeswoman for the ladies.
No, I'm not the spokeswoman. Absolutely. Very quickly. I'm happy. I think you could showcase how it is that you can cook, clean, keep house, and all of that by the way you do your own. So I don't have any problem with you
Mhm.
seeing my home, seeing how I live, seeing how I treat my family, becoming a part of my life. If I'm really allowing you into my life to be a part of my life, you can actually see how I'm living, and consistently how I live can tell you who I am. And I don't have a problem. This is not to say, oh, I'm never going to cook him a meal, or I would never ever do. This is not to say people who care for each other don't do things that show that they care for each other. I 100% agree with that. But that is not the same as saying, I take the responsibility of that. That is the difference between someone who is your wife and someone who is not. If you came over to me and put gas in my car and said, hey, I don't mind, here, all right, maybe you do that. But that's not your responsibility to do that. That is a sweet gesture that I would be very grateful for, but I wouldn't expect that of you.
Okay, I have a question, and this is for the fellas, and I'm gonna start with you, Josh, and I want to give spaces an opportunity to answer since you guys are the single fellas here. Um, what are your expectations? I would assume that you guys are, maybe, looking or in the near future hope to become, husbands and things of that nature. But when you are courting a young lady, what are some of the things that you expect this young woman to showcase to you to say, hey, this is someone I could see myself with, that I could say, hey, I can protect and I can provide for? What are some of the things that you're looking for?
This comes from a man who I grew up with my mother. She passed 5 years ago. So my father, he lived in a whole nother city. So I never got to see marriage in my household, right? I expect to see someone, because I actually talked to one of my buddies about this a couple of days ago. Sometimes I would tell my mom before she passed, like, Mom, why don't you give such and such a chance? She's like, no. I'm like, but he could. She's like, no, she can smell the mess a mile away. She chose her own peace over dealing with some BS, right? So I look for somebody who can have a woman who can have her own peace without me. Does that make sense? Like,
Yes.
what are you doing for yourself
Mm-hmm.
before I even come into the picture? Are you cleaning out the car before I come? Like, do you wash the dishes?
Yes.
Like,
My
that's
goodness.
cool. I saw Space making some faces at Miss Celeste because I understood he was coming from,
Thank
because
you, Joshua.
but you ain't gonna like me after I say this.
Oh,
It's very easy for you to take care of yourself in your own space for some women, right? But that doesn't mean that there's not going to be a switch up when we move in. I don't know where people get this idea of I'm gonna do everything for myself, and then when we get married,
Oh,
I'm just going to switch and just be a wife. I need to see you doing something, right? Like, it's not just cooking. Since we all godly, I think Rolando is, right. Y'all's clowning him. I don't know what's y'all clown him.
oh
So,
no, Rolando.
Rolando, a good dude. We're gonna give you, Rolando. We're gonna give you an opportunity to get in here
Rolando
and
did.
defend yourself.
he gonna get saved. He gonna get
Yes,
saved.
yes, yes. Give him the last say.
He light skinned. It's okay. So, uh,
No, never light skin.
yeah, I'm sorry, Space. You caramel. It's all right. You Starbucks, and he milky. But anyway,
Never.
let me bring it back.
Never. You
But
Starbucks.
yeah, but bringing it to this, like, I feel like when y'all was talking, I was listening to the chick talking with the red dress and all that. The thing that came to mind, if we want to keep it godly, is stewardship. Like, how are
Yes.
you managing what God has given you, and with me being in the picture? Like, how are you managing my feelings and my emotions? You can cook for me. There's a lot of women who can
Wow.
cook. There's a lot of women who can clean. There's a lot of women who have education. But hey, my
Mhm.
mom just passed away. I'm crying at 2:37 in the morning. Can I talk to you? Or are you gonna give me some like regular type of response, or are you gonna speak to my spirit and let me know, yo, like you might really be somebody to hold on to. Don't give me a cookie cutter response. Those are the type of things that a wife would do if we was married. You would pray for me when we were married, but are you going to show me that before we get married?
Yeah.
And these are the things where it's like, okay, am I supposed to wait till we get married for you to show me that you can be accountable with, be spiritually accountable, these types of things? So I feel what Space was saying, where it's like, you want me to protect you as a man when I'm your husband, but I do feel like there's some blurry lines with the expectation of a man versus the expectation of a woman when it comes to dating. I feel like women, at least what has been preached to us, we don't get taught that we're going to be catered to when we're kids. We don't get taught that. Y'all get the Barbie dolls, y'all get the cook sets, and y'all play house. We don't play house when we grow up. We're not taught to be husbands when we're grown up. So how is it okay that you can be taught to cook and clean when it comes time to date? Oh, I got to be your husband for you to show me that you can do that. I got to wait till we get married and we sign a lease for you to know that you don't know how to put dishes in the dishwasher. Oh, okay.
No, no, I wasn't saying that. I wasn't saying that
I
you.
thought I was on your side. Why are you coming at me like
No,
that?
because I want to assure you, you will be well cared for.
Rolando, I want to get you in there. You can go with this wherever you would like to go, brother. I know everybody
And
been
my
kind of picking on you a little bit, and Crystal, I'll give you the opportunity to get in there as well. But Rolando's been quiet. He's sitting there eating his popcorn. Why?
Rolanda, we love
Oh,
you.
is
they're
it
mixed nuts.
raisins?
But
Rolando
no, they're
is
mixed
a cool
nuts.
dude.
Brother Wise, I'm gonna take it all types of places. All
Go
right, because
for it.
I done
Oh
heard,
well, okay.
Hey,
Wait,
it's
I
wait
your
a
done
minute.
heard
world.
all
It's your
types of
world, brother.
opinions, all types of all. I done heard all. Man, first off, Joshua, I just want to say, dude, you got invited to a panel show, not a photo shoot. This dude
Oh my
down there,
gosh.
No.
he down
Wait.
there.
Oh
Hey,
Even though I am
hey,
a
Wise,
fashion
you don't know
designer,
what
but
I'm
that's
talking
okay.
about. Wise, he looking like page 20 of Jet magazine. All right,
Rolando.
No, look,
we all know what it
Rolando.
is.
Rolando. Rolando.
All
I was
right.
gonna say that he was giving off Leon vibes.
I was about to
Yes,
say, I was about to
Yeah,
say
yes.
he
that.
down
I was
there.
about to say
He
that.
doing it
You
big.
know what? I'm
He
coming
giving
for
off
you.
Leon
I'm coming
vibes.
for you.
Ain't nobody
Listen,
come
Okay.
see you.
And
Oh,
listen. I could
Space, I
spot.
thought I was through with
I
you, but I'm coming
I
for
could
you
No,
spot
too.
a
no.
buckeye.
Favorite line
I
in
could
that
spot a
movie.
buckeye from a mile away. That's a buckeye right there.
Oh yeah, I live in
I lived in
Columbus. Yes, sir.
It's all
I
love,
lived in
Josh. It's all
Zanesville
love.
outside of Columbus, Ohio for 2 years. Trust me, I could spot them Ohio boys from a mile away. All right.
OH.
Yeah. So let me get back to the subject of this chick with the nose ring and everything else they got going on. All right. First of
Mm.
all, the chick who's getting married, she ain't gonna make it 5 years. All right. And the reason I say that is because number one, she wasn't celebrating her man, she was celebrating the ring.
Mm,
All right.
Oh yeah. Oh
preach.
yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And that's not a good sign because, dude, when I got married young, high school sweetheart. Let me tell you, dude, I proposed to her with a ring pop. You know what I'm saying? And she was just as happy, and she sucked on it all the way to the courthouse. All
Oh
right, and
no.
that's where we got
Um.
married at. That's true love.
Oh.
Hey, I like you,
All
Okay.
Rolando.
right,
I
that's
like you,
true
man. You
love right
cool.
there.
Wait.
All right, we
Look
broke.
at
We ain't
Crystal's
had no
face.
money.
Crystal like no, no,
Oh,
Rolando.
and by the way, her name was Crystal too.
Don't be doing
Just
that.
Oh
throwing that out
no.
there.
Okay.
Chris.
I'm just throwing that out there.
Like, wait a minute.
All
Don't
right.
do that.
I'm just throwing that out there. But
Mm-mm.
anyway, we got married at the courthouse. Her mama was there. You know, my mama was there. That it was that kind of thing. All right. That's what I call true love, even though we divorced now, but that's a whole nother story. All right. It wasn't over
What'd you
love
do? What'd
issues.
you do?
No,
What'd you do?
we was just both broke. You know what I mean? She was working 60 hours a
Oh,
week. I was working 60 hours a week. We in our basically early 20s. Ain't nobody gonna pay you for what you don't know. So we started having financial issues and we just
He was
decided
light
to just
skinned too.
split up.
That's
You
what it
know,
was.
nothing break up a marriage like financial issues. So ever since then, I was like, let me tell you, let me get that paper right. Now, the other
You know,
chick
two
with the
light skinned
nose
people can't
ring,
live together, right? You do know that, right?
oh
yeah, yeah.
no. Oh no, Josh.
Now,
Josh.
don't get me
What
Okay,
wrong.
he came for me. Come on.
Now,
wait,
My
wait,
God.
wait. Hold on.
I'm sorry, I'm new in the chat. Let
now,
me
now,
back up. My
now, don't
bad.
get me wrong, Wise. Now, don't get me wrong, Wise. The chick with the nose ring, I mean, that's just your classic hater. You know how I feel about chicks with nose rings. But at the end of the day,
Uh,
I ain't even gonna
look, they
lie.
mark themselves.
I ain't even
I
gonna
get
lie,
it,
Wise. I'm
Rolando.
gonna be honest because you know I'm honest with you. I still hit it though. Just
Oh
saying.
no.
Just saying. I had to just throw that out there. You know what I'm saying? Just had to throw that out there. You know, even with all the dysfunction, you know, I'd still be, you know, willing. But even with all that,
Face
okay,
would too.
of course he would. He a man. Yeah, man, dude. He could play that holier than thou crap, you know, right now. But I'll tell you right now, don't leave space. No, bro, stay right there. You a man, bro. You see her, you see her, you done had a couple of glasses of wine because you're a religious guy, so no beer for you. You're a wine person. He sticks to the literature, you know what I'm saying? So he's like Jesus said, you can have some wine
Oh my
sometime. So
gosh.
he done had a couple glasses of wine. He started looking at them nose rings. He was like, yeah, I could work with that. I ain't even gonna lie. Hey
Oh,
girl, come on over here. Let me talk to you. My name is Space.
Rolando, go sit in the
And we
corner.
don't need no space. You need to get closer.
Rolando, go sit in the corner, please. Go sit
And
in the
before
corner.
you know it, he be
wait,
like, "Oh
wait.
Lord!" After it's all said and
Oh
done,
my
and that
god.
evil done left his body, he like, "Oh Lord Jesus, what
Rolando,
can I
go sit in
do?"
that
No,
He
corner.
on his knees begging for forgiveness while she
exactly.
in the bed sleeping.
But hold
He
on,
on the
wasn't there a
bedside like,
girl?
"Lord Jesus, please, my boy, to get this witch up out my bed. Let
Wait,
her,
wasn't there a girl on the
let her
last
do a
chat?
David Copperfield before the sunlight come up. Just I wake up and she gone, please."
But no, hold on, everybody. Wasn't there a girl that took out her nose ring and she looked better?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I
Hmm.
Yeah.
remember seeing
So,
that.
would that be the same case for this girl? If she takes out the nose ring,
Oh
would
yeah,
she look better?
Oh,
I use
absolutely. Without a
hey,
doubt.
hey,
She probably
Wise,
gained a
hey,
few
Wise,
points by
didn't I
taking
tell
that
you?
thing
But
out.
hold on,
Wise, I told you
hold
last
on.
week
If
what I would do with that nose ring. I use it to lead her right into the bedroom. Didn't I tell you
but
that
hold
last
on,
week?
like
Father God, we
she take
come
out
to
the
you
nose
right
ring.
now on behalf of Rolando.
Yes, please.
Exactly.
This
Amen.
But
Please.
no, hold on. She take out the
this
nose
is the
ring.
late
Would the
shift.
attitude leave?
No, I don't
Listen,
care about
No,
her
if she
attitude.
take
attitude.
out the
Listen, I'm
I don't
doing
think
okay,
the
God
I'm
attitude
sorry.
would
truth.
I'm,
leave.
I'm talking.
He
Go,
said, go on to
go,
the
go ahead,
earth and be
Rolando. Go
fruitful.
ahead. I'm
I'm
sorry.
being fruitful. What's wrong with being fruitful? All of a sudden, I'm exercising my biblical rights and
Oh
being
my
fruitful.
gosh.
Oh my god.
Go
You
sit
know what I
in the
mean?
That's
And
not.
corner,
That's
everybody want to
Rolando.
look down on me.
exactly.
Go
No,
sit in the
no,
corner.
I'm
Rolando.
trying to be
No,
fruitful here.
no,
You want to talk about
Rolando.
it?
Ain't nobody cheering
No,
on fruitful.
He's
You want to
triggering
talk
the
about
super
no,
pet thing.
Rolando.
Oh
Okay.
man,
No,
this is just wrong. You see how they do me, Wise? They
Hey,
villainize me.
hey, you did yourself
no,
like
no,
this,
Rolando?
bro.
Rolando.
You did this to
Exactly.
yourself. You did this to yourself.
I'm just trying to
Crystal,
be
Don't
fruitful,
have Wise
Wise.
as the
That's all I'm
backup.
trying to
Wise is
do.
not the backup.
I'm just trying to spread the
Oh my
love, baby.
goodness.
Spread the love. Let
Please don't.
everybody
Please don't.
get a little
Please
bit.
don't.
But no,
Don't spread it.
Crystal says I should be sterilized or something. I
Yes,
don't
please
know what
do.
she's saying
Oh
over there.
no,
no, no,
no,
not
She's like,
sterilized. Not
you need a
sterilized. We
no,
still
catheter.
no
need you to find a
But
sterilization.
wife.
no,
We
no,
still need
God
you to
ain't
find
gonna
a
do
wife
that
and
for
then
me.
be fruitful and
He's going to
multiply.
be
We
a
still need
Yep.
that to
vegetarian.
happen.
Yep.
He's going to be
Exactly.
a
You can't be
vegetarian.
fruitful with random crazy women.
Listen, would
He's
the
going to be
world
a
not be a better
vegetarian.
place if there was like 6 copies of me?
No, don't do that.
What?
Don't do that.
You don't want six
No,
versions
don't
of
do
me
that.
running around?
Mm.
When you get saved, absolutely. When you get saved, Holy Ghost filled, water
I ain't
baptized, get into the
saved.
wine. Yes.
Yes, yes, Rolando.
Until
There's a
then,
Mm-mm-mm.
consensus in the chat. There's a
Who are
consensus
Yeah,
on
y'all?
the
they on
panel.
your head today, Rolando. They on your
Who
head
y'all?
today. Crystal,
Listen. I
We
know
need you,
Crystal. I
Rolando,
know
to
Crystal
calm
before the
down.
show had got some jury duty, but it wasn't from God. All right. Now, I can tell you that right now. So stop judging me. All right.
We're not judging. We're not judging,
I only
Rolando.
have one judge, and
You
my
you
judge
good.
told me to go be fruitful.
oh my
All
goodness.
right. So
He's
Okay,
a
when it
lion.
comes to
no,
He's
no,
prosperity,
a
I'm
lion
no,
hanging
God.
out with the
no.
big
Get the
bags.
Christians.
Rolando,
No.
do
Get the
not
Christians.
not
Hey,
in my presence, lion God. Do not
oh
lion
my
God.
you know
gosh,
Please.
what? I
Rolando,
blame
come
You
on
know, I
now,
wine.
can't
brother.
be.
I blame
Rolando,
wine.
Man, this is a
no, no,
ripoff.
don't go to the Bible incorrectly. Come on,
Yeah,
Rolando,
seriously,
don't do that.
What?
seriously. Crystal,
Please.
I want to
That's
give you the
just
last word on
incorrect.
this. I want to move on, but I know you wanted to add something to this, and then I want to move on to the next thing.
I was just gonna say, in courting, especially as a woman courting, for me, I
Okay.
can't speak in other women. I will treat my man the way I would treat my friend, meaning that he's supposed to become my best friend. So therefore I'm going to treat him as such. So I'm going to do everything that is necessary in building our courtship. That's how I see it. So if that means something for dinner, then I don't mind cooking something for dinner. I don't mind. Maybe that's why I'm still single. That's a consensus, y'all. I do too much. Maybe I do too much, but
Nah, I'm gonna
yes.
disagree with that.
No,
But go
you're
ahead.
right.
I,
But I believe that you're there for them. You again, you are building this bond together, just the same way I have been there for my very best friend. We've done so much together, and I would cook a meal for her. I would help her with her laundry. I would do what I can to help her. If my man is about to be, he's supposed to become my best friend. We're going to walk together in life in the courtship in that way, because again, courting is not dating. And I want people to understand there's a difference. Courting and dating are different things. If we're courting, that means we are talking about marriage. We are seriously considering marriage. Dating,
Okay.
as I already told y'all, to me, dating is practicing for divorce. That's what that is. So I don't
Mm.
play in that pool. Therefore,
Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, no,
huh?
no. That's good. That's really
Yeah.
good. What you just said. I'm just like, whoa, like, because it hit
Dating
me
is
kind of different.
practicing for divorce. I've never heard that before. I don't necessarily agree with
That
it, but
I
okay.
disagree.
I do have a question for you guys.
Mhm.
You all are courting, you're out and about, maybe you invite said individual that you are kind of courting, y'all in that courting dating stage or whatever the case may be, and this is just for the ladies, and then I'll get this for the fellas as well, and then I want to move on. Let's say it's a cookout. You say, hey, my family, we're having a cookout. Brother
Oh, I
pulls
know where
up.
you're going.
The brother pulls up to the cookout. He sits down. You introduce him to his folks. He's hanging with the fellas, this, that, and the third. When it's time to eat, we'll start with Crystal. We'll go
Oh
Celeste. We'll
boy.
go Dion. We'll go Yolanda. Do you go ask that man, what does he want to eat, and go hook that man up with a plate? Or are you like, hey, take your butt over there and go get in line with everybody else?
No, I grew up very differently. I'm making a plate.
I will.
I'm making him a plate. I'm
It's my
bringing him a
family's
drink.
house.
That's the way I was raised, and that's the only way I know how to do.
Okay. Celeste, what are your thoughts?
Absolutely making him a plate. And part of the reason I definitely want to do that is because I feel like you're the person who feels uncomfortable because it's my family.
Hmm.
So I'm going to do everything I can to make you feel comfortable.
Cool.
And that
Dion.
shows other people
that's
that
good.
you're someone that's important to me. And it tells them you need to also make this man feel comfortable because he's important to me.
I like that. Okay. Dion.
Yeah, I'm gonna be hospitable. If I invite someone, anyone really, male or female, if I invite them over to my family's house for a cookout, I'm gonna be hospitable and I'm going to, serve them. I don't have a problem with that at all.
Absolutely.
Can I add a
Yolanda.
little bit?
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Go
before
ahead.
you go, I want to get Yolanda's answer to that question.
I mean, it's a overall yes. I'm gonna make him a plate. The like what Celeste said. And everybody said really. I'm gonna make him feel hospitable. I'm gonna make him feel like he's welcome into my family because that's who he's around. And and out of like total respect, because you have to have respect in the beginning. it's so disrespectful to be like, yeah, go on over and get you a plate. Like that doesn't sound right. So it's an overall yes. I'm gonna make him a plate.
All right, Spaces. I know you wanted to add something real quick or add a question.
Just a quick question. So let's just say you guys go to one event that you invited him to once a month, every month, right? How often are you serving him a plate? And when does it cross over into you practicing wifely duties?
I make him a plate all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah, all the
So,
time,
I would too.
every time.
And
so
when
now,
it crosses over into wifely duties is when it's my responsibility.
I don't know. It
Because
sounded real suspect.
Hey,
I'm just
well,
trying to
Wait.
figure out, like, how
Oh,
often.
Rolando.
Here's
Listen,
my thing.
the whole question is a rigged question. You gotta ask once you
the other
done been
side.
married for 10 years, she done smelled all your farts, she done put up with all your BS, or y'all done been through some stuff. If she still get up and go get you a plate, that woman love you. If she don't, you in trouble.
You gotta wait
Well,
10 years to figure that out.
well,
I'm just,
they
I'm
say
just saying.
they say it's a 7-year mark, right? But no, let's twist the other
I
question.
thought it
What
was
if
5.
I heard it was 7, but they say after
Oh,
7,
okay.
if you make it, you're in the clear, right? But let's say now it's the the boyfriend's family get together barbecue. Would you still serve him
That's
with
a
his
good
family?
question, brother.
Because
I
That's a
actually,
good
I actually
question.
have. I actually have to be honest. My ex, I would when I would be at his family's house, I would make his plate for him. Yeah. Hmm.
Listen, even the devil's nice
I'm
to
not
you till
not the
you
first
actually
time.
get your soul. All right.
What are you
Wait,
talking
what?
about, Rolando?
What?
Rolando, go eat your
Once you
stuff.
get,
Go sit and eat your stuff,
you
please,
know what I
please.
mean?
I'm enjoying him.
Why?
Stay with
Why?
I,
You
me.
I
know what
like
I'm talking
Rolando.
about?
That's my guy.
Listen,
yeah,
listen. The devil will
Rolando
tell
he's
you
cool.
anything you want to hear, and then once he gets you to sign on the dotted line, it's over. You
Well,
gotta ask the devil
well,
for some
Rolando.
water. He be like, I ain't
Well,
got no
Rolando,
water.
But
I only say
Wait,
what
I already done did the
I'm
deal,
only going
bro.
to say how I was raised, and again, this is how I was raised. So even at my ex's house, when I would go to his house, I would make the plate for him. That was just the way I was raised. Again, you have to understand the upbringing that I had. So it's very different. For some people, it's
Yeah,
like,
Crystal, but
why
you're a
would you
girl
do that?
from Georgia.
I am not from
Southern
Georgia.
women have a little thing
I'm not
called
from Georgia,
etiquette.
Rolando. I'm not from
You
Georgia. I live
you
in
live
Georgia.
in Atlanta, right?
I'm not from Atlanta. I live in Atlanta.
Where you from?
I was born and raised in New York.
Oh, okay. And you grew up
There's
in what
hope.
decade? You grew up in
There's
what
hope.
decade?
I,
80s,
I was
90s?
born. I was born in 1980.
Oh, okay. You the same year as
Oh,
me. Okay, so that means you got manners. That's all that tell me.
All right.
80s
Before we
babies
get
still
going,
carry manners.
before we get going, there's a couple super chats I want to read real fast. First off, shout out to I think I might have mentioned this already, but I want to make sure that I don't miss it. Shout out to Joanne Johnson for joining the ARP family membership. Thank you very much. I appreciate you for supporting the channel. Shout out to Kiwan Lynette with the $2 super chat. Says Rolando, oh, this is right on time. Are you joining Crystal's Bible
man.
study tomorrow? Right on time. After his foolishness.
Oh,
Shout
she
out
got
to
you real
LJ.
good.
Actually, you know what? Let's give him the opportunity to answer that question. You joining that Bible study tomorrow? You gonna pull up?
I don't know. Somebody might have to send me a link. I might pull up.
Uh-oh, Crystal. Send that
You
brother a
know,
link.
Crystal, it's
Send that
on your
brother a
court.
link. Send that brother a link. Put it in the chat. Put it in the private chat there. Shout out to LJ Taylor with the $2 super chat. It says medium uniform shirt. She's talking about the police officer there. Shout out to Marcy Richards joining the ARP family. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Y'all know LJ always comes with the jokes. We trying to get LJ on the show. She don't want to pull up though. She modding, but she don't want to pull up.
LJ,
You know, we got to get LJ up here. She's a comedian. She's a comedian for sure. Shout out to Kiwan Lynette with the $2 super chat. Says no rings and profanity says enough. Yeah, I would agree with that. And LJ Taylor with the $2 super chat says, Ro, who doesn't qualify?
Yeah.
You want to answer that question?
Qualify?
Yeah.
Yeah, who doesn't qualify?
That's interesting. Wow. I had girls from
Never
all
Right.
sides
equal
of the
opportunity.
spectrum.
You You're the EEOC, Rolando?
Yeah, I'm a DEI smasher.
Oh
You know what I
no,
mean?
no, no, Rolando, no.
Man.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's
I
how I
got you
do.
going. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
great.
I'm a
This is
DEI
great.
smasher. You should
I
put that
keep
on my
saying,
tag on my
y'all,
YouTube
y'all
thing.
should have
Put it
left
up
him
there,
in
DEI
timeout.
I mean,
smasher
you could put
19.
that. You could put that in there
Exactly.
yourself. It gives you the ability to do so. You could put that right up under there. You know.
Hey,
Why? Why are
Wise.
you encouraging it?
No.
That's
I know,
No.
encouraging bad behavior. You know, shout out to the brother
Oh
Spaces Man with the
no.
$5 super chat. Appreciate you, brother. Says the first question I want to hear when we get there is, what do you want on your plate? Extra points if you're already planning on taking leftovers. Hey. Oh yeah.
Hey.
Now, hey, I'm a big fan. If you come with the containers already ready to go, we ain't got to wrap it up in the foil and the paper. Oh, you
Let
A1.
me find out you already got
A1.
those in your trunk.
You come, hey, you already got the, hey,
Never.
I got the containers. Don't even worry about it. I'm gonna make sure that you have some food to go with you. Don't even worry
what
about
that
it.
big
If you come
purse
with the
is for.
containers,
That's
oh
what that
yeah,
big purse
oh
is
yeah,
for. Yeah, bring that big purse, baby.
yep. Throw them containers in there. Hey, we don't need but 2 or 3. That's
Never
it.
get the big purse.
Never.
This
We
ain't the
take that.
movies.
We take that to the movies. Yes, we go out to the
Bringing them
Coliseum.
people so we could get a good pickleball game going. Like old Wise over here be late for shows playing pickleball over there.
Hey man, I wasn't late today. I did get my pickleball on today. I play pickleball at least 3-4 times a week, man. I try to get out there.
Yeah.
You know, at
What the
least.
heck
At,
is pickleball?
Yeah, what
you're
is
not familiar?
pickleball? Wise.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
I'm
pickleball,
no,
gonna
but
have to
man.
yeah.
look it up.
Please
I'm gonna
teach
look it up.
us.
Oh, pickleball is it's the
Pickleball.
fastest growing sport in America. It's a combination between it's
Tennis
like
and ping
playing
pong.
tennis. Not tennis. It's like playing ping pong,
What? Ping
but
pong?
it's like playing ping pong, but the actual table is an actual court. So you're instead of the table, it's an actual court. It's a little smaller than tennis, but the
Okay.
concepts of the game is similar to ping pong. But you play with a
But
ball that
what?
looks like a wiffle ball. For all the brothers that back in the day that used to play wiffle ball, you know the ball that has the holes in it.
Yep.
The ball is
Uh-huh.
like that, you know, and then you have a paddle,
A
and
lot of
there's some
stamina.
rules or whatever, but it is a super fun sport.
Yeah.
Great exercise. You would definitely be in. I sweat like crazy when I'm in there playing. It's great exercise, and it's a lot of fun. A lot of
Is
fun.
it something like close to what's that one game that you go into like uh a room and like like it's two
Racquetball.
people and they're like
Racquetball.
racquetball, okay. Is
It's
it something like that? You said it's an actual court.
but
It's
there are courts where I play at. They have 10 indoor pickleball courts, so there's 10 indoor courts.
Hmm.
It's yeah similar to racquetball. Similar. I would say it's similar to racquetball, tennis,
I was about to say, it looked like it's
table
like tennis.
yeah.
tennis.
It's a
It's kind of
tennis
a
court. Tennis
Like
court.
mixture.
But
slash slash
ping pong.
slash.
Yeah, but
Tennis court with
the rules are a little different. But yeah, I would say it's probably closer. I would
ping
say if you
pong
take
paddle.
tennis and table
Hmm.
tennis, like ping pong, and merge them together, it's very similar. Super
Okay.
fun,
Okay.
super fun. And once
Interesting.
you start playing, you'll get addicted to the game. It's a lot of fun.
I can't play
Play a
that
lot.
with
Okay.
You know,
I
I
can't play
play a
that with
whole
you
heck of a lot.
because I hit too hard, so I can't play I can't play with you.
You could
You
play.
said it's too hard.
You could play.
Do you
Well,
play
because
tennis, Dion?
Yolanda, because I grew up playing tennis. I
Oh,
played
I'm
tennis.
sorry, Crystal. Oh,
Yeah, I played tennis
I'm
my
sorry.
whole like my whole existence. So it's very
Yeah.
hard to try to.
Keywan Lynette said it. It's tennis with a ping
Ping
pong
pong
paddle
paddle.
and plastic ball with holes in it,
Yeah,
like the wiffle ball. That's basically what
Okay.
it is. She said it's very fun, and it definitely is. And I play a lot. I was playing today. I wouldn't play today. I played yesterday. Played the day before yesterday. I'm gonna play tomorrow too. You know, that's my game. That's my
Listen,
little outlet. I don't do much to get
It's a lot
outside
of
the house, but
takes a lot
that's
of
one of the things that
stamina.
I do.
Hey,
yeah.
you should do
Yeah.
Wise.
some type
I
of
bet.
Hey,
like
Wise.
conference or something.
I wanted to address the question the lady asked me earlier. She asked me, "Is there a woman I wouldn't do?" I wanted to tell her about the women a specific woman I do like. All right, I like really
Oh no,
black
that's it. The woman
women.
you did do.
Well, I'm talking about like Wise. I'm telling you, like slave black. All right, if she was
Okay.
standing, look. I give you an example. I give you an example, dude. Dude,
All of
dude.
us just
No
threw our
BS.
phone
This
like,
No BS.
guy,
Hey,
no,
look. Hey, look.
this guy.
Rolando.
I love it.
Right now, if she was standing behind me, like right now while we was doing this live, she looked like a shadow. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm
Rolando.
talking about.
Yes, sir,
but I
Rolando.
can't
So,
find them like that. I can't
Time
Yeah.
find
out.
them real dark
Go.
like that, like an Akon black with the smooth
Oh
skin and
no.
nice
Never.
eyes. You know what I'm
You talking
saying?
about Lupito,
That's what I
Lupita,
like.
Lupita Black,
You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
what's her name?
Rolando,
Lupita Nyong'o or
Lupita
something like that. Yeah,
Nyong'o, her
he
Black.
like those
Or
South
you?
Sudanese and in that direction. Ain't nothing
Yeah,
wrong
but
with
they
that.
gotta have the good skin. Like it can't be
Yeah,
like all
pretty
bumpy. Need
skin.
some proactive. I'm talking about like the beautiful,
He
just
said
Pretty
like
No, he
velvet.
talking
you know
about
what I'm
like
saying, like the nice.
you talking
Yeah,
about
bro.
Grace Jones Black, Rolando.
No, no,
Grace
no,
Jones,
no,
not Grace
no,
Jones.
no, no,
Come
no,
on now,
no,
Grace
no, no, no,
Jones.
This
no,
Yolanda, why are
guy,
no,
you
yo.
asking him
No,
questions? Why are you
I don't know
asking him
why,
questions?
man.
Hey,
Maybe because I'm
Rolando.
light
Quincy
skinned,
said
bro. But
Charlie Murphy black.
yeah, bro. I'm
Tyler
telling you,
Murphy.
bro. I'm talking.
Murphy.
Hey, I'm
Yeah,
talking
Tyler
Oreo
Murphy.
black. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole new level of
Oh
blackness right
Lord.
there. That's what
The
I
back
like.
of 40 women
Oh,
neck
hey,
black.
You want
Rolando.
her so black that when she smile,
Keywan
uh,
Lynette's on your head. She's like, I like extremely black men too, so I get it. But slave black, just bad
Slave
wording, and I'm there
black.
with her on that. You could have went a different direction with
just,
No,
that. You know what I'm
no,
That's that
saying? You
light
could have went
skin
a
coming
different
out.
direction
That's
with
that
listen,
that.
I
light
got
skin
we
coming
Polynesians
out.
in my
understood
family,
though. We
and they
understood.
found that funny. And
That's the light
so,
skin coming
Rolando
out.
so
want that
calm
That was
down.
yesterday.
Charlie
So,
Murphy Black though.
Oh,
Come
Yeah,
on,
calm
man.
down. Ain't nobody trying to take you nobody back to 1840 something. Calm
Oh my
down. It's all right.
this guy,
he like he
this
like
Hey,
not that
hey,
guy.
black.
hey, 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 don't try to take us back there. We free now.
Oh my
Okay?
God.
We
Oh
all right.
You
Lord.
use the word.
Moving on.
Moving
You
on.
use
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's move
Moving
on.
on. Nice
moving on.
segment.
Yes, ma'am.
Nice little segue here. I want to show this. This is just a picture here, and I want you guys to see this here. And I'm gonna read the caption here. So it says here a single successful men that don't date women with kids is so sassy to me. Baby, you a grown man but scared of some kids. How you allow some kids to let you miss out on this good woman? It's giving you weak. I want to start with the fellas here because I'm really tired of that particular conversation there. First off, I'm tired of men with some standards being called sassy. I'm really tired of that. I'm tired of hearing that. But the brother Joshua, man, I want to start you off, and then we'll go to the young and spaces from there. But what are your thoughts on that statement? I'm gonna pull this back up for you
I
because
think
some of you guys, this might be the kryptonite for you guys.
looking at her body type and then listening to what she's saying is probably the fact that he don't want to deal with her kids. Most of the
Mm.
time, cats don't want to deal with your kids. If you got baby's kids, I don't have time for that. I'm
Oh
raising you
wow.
and your children, that's gonna be a problem. But if you have mannerable children, it's really not too much for me to do. Like I'm just filling in the blanks. I'm not being like extra daddy or top of daddy, but like there's nothing wrong with dating a woman. There's some guys who don't want to do it. It's never stopped me in the past, but there have been some situations where it's like, oh, you want me to be like. I had a woman ask me to show her son how to potty train him. Like, hey, can you show him how to use the restroom? Like
Oh
his father
wow.
wasn't around.
Wait.
I think her father was around. It was like I don't really feel comfortable with doing that, but I actually understood where she was coming from. She's like, I can't show him how to use the restroom. There's no man to show my child how to use the restroom. So it's like, I'm not going to show him for me. That's not going to happen. I don't think there's a problem with dating, at least from my perspective. There's not a problem with dating women with children. It just may be a problem with dating certain women with certain children. The headache is probably not the fact that you have children; it's the fact that you have those type of children that's going to be a headache. So I think that's reasonable.
I got a question for you, Joshua. I know
Yeah.
especially with the fact that you mentioned that you don't have a problem dating women with children.
Mhm.
Let's say, for instance, you're dating, you guys get married. The expectation, do you expect that, hey, I am going to be number one in this situation, in this household? A lot of times, you'll have a lot of women out there that will say, well, my kids are always going to come first. You're going to be in this situation here. Let me pull it back up. You got this woman, she's got 3 kids. So you fourth on the totem pole, potentially. In that situation, what are your thoughts? Is the expectations that hey, you're okay with being fourth on the totem pole, or are you kind of laying the law and saying, letting it be known, like, nah, if I'm in this role, I'm in this role, and this God, man, woman, and these children, they're gonna go off and leave us eventually.
There's no way I propose to a woman and you've already told me that you won't respect my position that God gave me. It's not happening. So if you already telling me in the dating stage that I'm going to be fourth and I should be number one, there's nothing wrong with taking care of your kids. But if your kids come out of line, it's different. But if I'm asking you to be my wife, your kids are my kids too. That's how I
Yep.
like. My
Yep.
mom dated a man who, for like 4 or 5 years, he was like a father figure to me. I knew he wasn't my father, but I respected him as the man because he presented himself to be that way, right? So I was taught to be a great example. So if I was to date somebody, like, hey, I'm letting you know now, I'm a disciplinarian. I can be funny, I can be goofy, but when I say what I gotta say, it's gotta go. And if you don't back me up on that, this is not gonna work. I've had these discussions before, like, yo, how do you feel about when you go to work and we go home on Saturday and it's like your kid's not minding? Do you mind me telling you? Because some women don't even want you to talk to their children. That's a problem. Like, you can't be in my presence and I'm the man and I can't say nothing to you. So you won't get a ring if you don't give me respect and all of that. So that's my response to that.
Dig it. I can dig it. Spaces. What are your
And
thoughts, brother?
I'm just confused as to why it seems like there's a desperation for women to find anything that a man does to be sassy or gay. Like this is like a mass movement. It was so many things, and if I could pull up a list real quick, no, I wouldn't pull up this because we got to keep the conversation going. But it's like not wanting to take care of another man or other men's children is sassy. How is that sassy? Why are we stretching words to mean whatever it is that we want it to mean because we're trying to justify our bad decisions? That's
yeah,
what it is. Because when I look at this woman in particular, one of the first things that come to mind is what's the child to father ratio? Because a lot of times that you see three kids, that means three different fathers. And for you to say that, going along with what Josh was saying, if I'm going to marry you, then that means, especially if you believe in, if follow Christianity for your spiritual belief and you follow the Bible, it's God, man, woman, children. So if you tell me that even if I marry you, I'm below the children, then what makes you think that I would want to be with you? Because my resources and my provisions are going to the children that I didn't help create. I chose to step in and make your life easier, make you guys' lives easier, at least contribute to making it easier at the very least. So you tell me I look sassy, or any man looks sassy for not wanting to take care of responsibilities that he didn't create? It's ridiculous.
Robert, get in there. What are your thoughts, brother?
yeah. So my thoughts is, for one, having children that's not yours, which I've have experience of that. I have a stepdaughter, and it's tough, because you can do everything for this child. At the end of the day, I'm not going to replace her biological father. That's never going to happen. But it just also depends on the class woman. Like the way what this woman is posting clearly shows that her. It's not that they're avoiding the kids; it's avoiding her. And like Joshua said, man, he's got a good head in his shoulders. I mean, I agree with everything he said, and it's just so it's so tough to like. When is it? Why is it wrong for a young man that doesn't want to have raising someone else's kid, right? That shouldn't be controversial. That shouldn't. It just he's actually thinking ahead. Like uh S I think
Spaces.
that's what Spaces.
Spaces.
Yeah, Spaces said, like he wants to be on top, he wants to be and two, it's like if now I guess context matters, right? If you really are attracted to this woman and she's checking all your boxes and she has three kids and they're like maybe she went through a divorce or something, then it's kind of different. And but still it's going to be a hard road because the father's involved. And you can't even raise a child. You have to now be walking on eggshells on certain matters, and then when you have your child, now that child's gonna see his mom and this guy, happily ever after with that kid, and there's going to be resentment. I mean, there's just so many things that's not what God's plan was intended for a nucleus family, and like I think someone said, she's trying to, wash her mistakes because not the kids aren't the mistakes, but something led to the fact that either she didn't choose the right partner and she had 3 kids with this guy. I mean, so again, that's all consequences of her actions, but it is tough in nowadays, and um especially for the young men, and even the young women, because maybe it's not them that made the mistake, maybe it's the guy that wasn't, the right guy, right? But either way, she chose that guy, and now she's forced to be, you know, it's a tough situation, to be honest with you, Wise.
That it is. That it is. Rolando, you wifing this young lady. What are your
Man,
thoughts?
I'm ready.
What are
I'm
your
sleeping.
man, why
thoughts?
you gotta
Rondo
put me?
hitting it.
Why you
He's
gotta
giving
put me
her
on
another
the
Quitting it.
spot
child.
like that? Why? See. Why is a troublemaker? Why love some controversy? Well,
Oh
why
my!
you about to get a whole bucket of controversy? All right.
Oh
Listen,
wow.
listen. We've seen this play out in every hood in America. All right. Some chick getting ran through, whatever, done had a bunch of babies, and now basically she's seeing that life is getting hard. You know what I'm saying? But she know that these men, there are certain men, we're gonna call them real ends, all right, who see this play out and don't want no part of that outside of just fun. So what are you gonna do if you the woman in this situation? You gonna try to shame all the simps into basically, hey, take care of me and take care of my kids, because nobody else with any type of logic is going to do it. Because at the end of the day, what does a stepfather get? Nothing. The kids, even if you raise them from when they're 6, 7, 8 years old, they're gonna grow up one day, tell you, hey, bro, you ain't my daddy. You always gonna be number 3, number 4, number 5 down on the list. You ain't gonna have no priority. These kids are gonna see that you're not taken seriously, so they gonna basically run over you. So you're not gonna get any respect on that end. You're not getting any respect from the woman you with. Now, for a single guy with no kids, that's not an appealing offer at all. Because at the end of the day, I got to take you on. Okay, that's fine. I got to provide for you. But now all of a sudden, we could have had a 1-bedroom apartment. Now we got to have a 3-bedroom.
Yeah.
Our light bill would have been $150. Now it's $450.
Yep.
I could have had a 2-seat Camaro with a V8 in it, but now I got to have a minivan with some car seats in the back. There's a lot of compromises that go on, not even to count the bottomless pits that they stomach are when it comes to food.
Yeah.
They eat everything. You know what I mean? So to a man, it's just not an appealing offer. And at the end of the day, what do you get? You get a woman who's bitter because basically she's either had 3 baby daddies or 1 baby daddy or 2 baby daddies, whatever the case may be. So she's bitter from that relationship and she's carrying that on into you. you know so it's just not much incentive there for a man to just want to contribute to that. But I did hear a rumor, and I heard that kid that Joshua was
Oh,
talking about
oh.
still ain't been potty trained to this day. He's still running around peeing in his
Oh,
pants.
no.
This is
What is
ridiculous.
going on,
These
Rolando?
men
You
Oh
just answer
need
the
to stand
question.
up
man.
and we need to
Oh my
potty train
goodness.
these
Oh
kids.
man.
All
Hey,
right, don't be a
wise, wise,
Joshua and leave them out there peeing in their pants. It's 20
wise.
degrees out there in
No,
Ohio right now
Rolando.
with
That,
all
Look,
these
hey,
type
that
of
listen.
saggy
Christmas
diaper,
songs
like
on.
Y'all,
the
yeah,
saggy
yeah, yeah.
diaper, like the
Oh
cow.
my goodness.
I was,
I
Wise, I got a
saw
question.
when you
Can
were
we
on the
just give
show,
him his own
Joshua, and
night?
I know that you a teacher. You should have went ahead and practiced your craft right there, but you did. You ignored them
So,
and you moved
can
on.
I speak to Rolando, please? So,
Please
Rolando,
go
Oh
am
for
I
it.
wow.
bitter? Rolando, am I bitter?
What do you mean?
Am I bitter? You
Huh?
said
Are
she's when they
no?
have
You
the
ask
children.
yourself that. Are you bitter?
No, you tell me. Am I a bitter woman? Because I have 2 kids. Am I bitter?
I don't know you. outside
Do I
of
seem bitter
here,
to you?
so I couldn't tell you if you were bitter or not. I don't know any of these women on the panel. I speak in generality.
I'm
I'm
not
not speaking to you.
bitter. But see, that's what
I'm
I
not
told you the
speaking to
last
you
time.
directly.
No, I know. I'm saying that's what I said to you last time. You speak in generality all the time, and you put women in the same box. Every woman is not the same. So to make that statement, it's dangerous. As one of my people said here on TikTok, good thing Joseph didn't have that same mentality that you have when it came to Mary.
This is your
Because
Listen, I don't know Joseph, but Joseph ain't living in 2025.
oh my gosh.
So I'm gonna tell you right now.
No. She's talking about the
Go ahead
Bible,
and do
Rolando.
that right there,
Wait.
because
Here you
if
go.
Joseph had
Rolando.
to, and
We're
listen,
playing with the Bible. We're
if
playing with
Joseph
the
had to
Bible.
run around with Mary in 2025, we'd be telling a different biblical story. You
What's
know,
the
because
different
things
biblical
I
story?
hear is wild. All
Every
right,
woman,
but anyway, back to the bitter comment.
stop. Every woman that has 2 kids or 3 kids or 1 kid, every one of them didn't just get run up all through the hood. That again is another outlandish statement that you cannot verify. You don't
How is it
know.
outlandish? I mean, at the end of the day, if you're out having babies and not marrying before you carry, then what do you call that? You call
Do you
that
know that?
love making?
Do
I
you
call
do
it
you,
recklessness.
do you know there are women who carry babies who were SA'd and had their baby? Are you aware of that?
Listen, I'm not speaking on the
That's
one
a
or,
small percentage,
or
though,
less
Crystal.
than
Come on now.
1%.
Let's
I'm
not
just
go
I'm
there.
not
That's a
saying
small
that.
percentage.
I'm
Come
not
on,
saying
don't say
man.
that. No, I'm
Okay.
giving all the examples.
Okay.
There are women
I
who've
don't
been
speak to the
SA'd. There are
extreme.
women
I
whose
speak to the
husbands have died.
generality, and the
There are women
generality
whose
is they out
husbands.
here having
There are
kids,
women whose
all
husbands
right, and
have
then want
died.
somebody to
There are
have
women whose
sympathy for
husbands
them
have
after the
left.
fact. I don't. I don't encourage reckless behavior. I don't care if you're 16, 18,
This is
25.
not about reckless
If you
behavior.
marry, if you
This
take
is
the
not
time
about
out,
reckless
if
behavior.
you
I'm
take the
saying
time out
what you
to
just
know a
said is
man, to
dangerous.
pick a good man, then you can marry and you can have all the kids you want. But outside of that, when you have kids outside of wedlock in 2025, this ain't 1950, where basically you
Outside of
had a
wedlock,
baby with a
anytime is
woman
bad.
and
What do you mean?
and the
Outside of
dad from
wedlock
the
at
woman's
any
side
time
is
is
like, you
bad.
gonna marry my daughter. You know
But
what I mean?
outside
But
of
this ain't
wedlock
that
at
no more.
any
Now,
time is
if you
bad.
have a
There's
baby,
no
you know what you're doing.
2025
There's
it's
more than
better,
15
where
different forms of
1970s is better.
contraceptive out there. You know what I
No.
mean? So nobody's
Outside of
forcing
wedlock
anybody to
is
have no
bad,
kids or do
period.
anything like that. That's just reckless behavior. And then us, just as people, a lot of times have to pay for this. And we need to call it out the way it is. But now we live in a shameless society where everybody jumps up. Oh, you shaming me. You're shaming me. No, shame is a human emotion
Exactly,
and you
LJ.
should be able to feel it. If you're being disrespectful in a restaurant and people call you out for it, that's what you need, because next time
Rolando,
you
what are
won't
you
do it.
talking about? You're
Everybody needs to
rambling
turn
now.
their nose up at this
You are
deviant
rambling
behavior
now.
and say this won't be accepted.
You are rambling. What
And
are you
until we
talking
do
about?
that,
I said you
but the
cannot
second we
do that to every
try to
situation.
justify it,
Now
oh
the
well they was
woman,
young, oh well they was this, well no they were reckless.
But
again,
All right,
every
take your
listening to all
situation is
this,
not
accountability
the
and move
same.
on.
And every
listening
situation
to
is
all
not the
this,
same. I will say this woman, her behavior and her response, that was wrong. But what I'm saying is every situation is not the same. And to say a man, what does a man get for being a stepfather? I have met men who have stepfathers, and the stepfathers are blessed, and so are these men because
Blessed
they've
by
changed their
who?
lives.
well, look,
Blessed by who?
hearing
To
After
the
hearing
men,
18
hearing all
years
to
of
the
this,
men,
sacrificing, what they get?
to the
What they
men.
get?
I'm gonna say,
A kindergarten sticker say "Great job," huh? I pin it on your chest right there. Bam! Great job, super
I will
job.
say something
You know what I
controversial
mean?
here that I'm pretty
Like, come
sure
on,
everybody's
man.
gonna
I ain't doing
not
that. Look
like
at
what I'm
that.
gonna
Joshua
say,
can't
but
even look at the screen. He laughing so hard. He over there. He just trying to dodge. He like,
I'm
listen,
taking a lunch
if
break.
they catch me laughing at
I'm taking a
Rolando
He's
jokes,
gonna take,
I won't
I'm
get no
taking a
women
lunch
out the
break.
chat.
he's
Let
gonna
me.
take a lunch break.
Rolando,
What was you about to say, Robert? Robert,
I'm
what was you about
sorry.
to say?
yeah.
Somebody asked if
Well,
you have kids, Rolando. Do you have kids?
No, I do not.
No.
And that's
I wanted to
because I
say
never
this.
wanted
Look,
kids. It wasn't an
for
accident. It wasn't for a
controversial,
lack of being able to
what
get
I believe
laid.
that
Just
we should bring
no.
back shame. We
I
should
always say
bring
bring
back,
back Shane. I
No, it's so funny. Yes. Why my daughter say that?
have a shirt
but
that says "Makes shaming great again."
yeah,
But
we need to.
this isn't
But
about shaming. I
Yeah.
agree that the woman, there was something wrong with that woman. I was just saying, to make a statement like that about being a single parent, a single mom in generality is always problematic. That's all I'm saying. You
Yeah.
can't assume that every situation is the same. Yes, Wise is right. That's a few percentage of women, but you don't know who did what, where, when, and why. So to make those type of statements in such a general way,
That's how generalities work, though.
it's
Well,
disrespectful
you know,
Yeah,
sometimes.
well,
but
we
when you
kind of
look at the
we
But
kind of
percentage, I think we
I'm
got to
just
look at the
saying,
percentages. I'm a percentage
I get it.
person. I like
I
the
get it.
data.
But I'm saying there are people who listen
well,
in,
we
and
kind of we're
it
kind of
can
doing
be.
that right now, though, generalizing as we're watching, for example, the cop with no pants. You know, we're generalizing those certain types of people's actions. So that's just something that we do naturally, you know, even unintentionally or intentionally. But the thing is, though, back to being a stepfather, yeah, you know, I want to say it was Rolando that said this, but or it was somebody, but you know, imagine, you know, you're a single guy and you get with a woman, which I'm gonna tell my situation. She was 8 years old, so here was my first child. I skipped the baby parts, everything. So I had to man up what a man was supposed to be for a father of 8 year old, you know, and it was very, very tough for me, right? So I wouldn't wish that upon, and that's what I tell my kids: be mindful of who you are going to do that with, because you know, obviously, I teach them in the Bible, you know, do it until you get married, but like Rolando said, 2025, you know, and no one's really shaming that right now. And this is why I said earlier, I think we should bring back shame, even though it might come back and bite some of us in the ass, you know, but we need to bring back shame. And, you know, if you have kids out of wedlock, we need to bring that back, you know.
Well, see,
That's
the
just
I
me.
Well,
shame,
what
agree
I'm
with that. And
saying
shame
before
is,
you
was
go,
gotten rid of.
I want to play this clip here because it just brings us right back. And I want to get Celeste and I want to get Dion and Yolanda in the conversation here. But it brings us right back. I think there's a lot of women out there who are single mothers and they have children and they think extremely highly of themselves. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't, but when it comes to men that are out here, and we just got to keep it a buck. We got to keep it a buck. There is a quote unquote shortage of good dudes. There's a number of good dudes that are already married and taken, and then the rest of the good dudes, they kind of had a pick of what's happening out here, right? I got to go back to this Kevin Samuels clip that we played last week. Give me a second. I got to pull it up. And then from there, I want Celeste to get in
Oh,
there.
great.
I want Yolanda to get in there. I want Dion to get in there because the reality of it is this. I think that Kevin Samuels was spot on with this statement that he came out with about 4 or 5 years ago. I think he was spot on. I want to play this for you guys real
not
fast,
Wise.
and
Before
I
you
want to
play
hear
music,
from
I
you
just
guys.
wanted to say this real quick. This is the last
Go
thing I
for it.
wanted to say.
Go for it.
That I look at it differently because to me, even before I had children, I didn't mind. I never looked at it what I'm gaining or losing by dating a man with a child, because I always thought children were a blessing on in its entirety. So I never looked at it as what am I getting out of this? If everything is handled the correct way, just like the same way when someone is dating me, well, my kids are grown now, but when my kids were younger, if you're dating me, I'm not going to tell, and we're in a serious relationship, I'm not going to tell you you can't discipline my children when we are supposed to be in a relationship. There's a hierarchy, and we're supposed to respect that. But I always see that somebody others, it's normalized for women to accept men with kids, but it's not normalized for men to accept women with kids. That's the thing that always throws
I'm
me.
going to answer that question for you here in a second. I want to play this clip, and then
Wrong.
we're going to get right back into that. I want to play this for you though.
Wrong.
Give me a second.
For women to
All right, here we go.
and come clean. It is time for women to come back to the table and come clean. $15 trillion pumped into the economy. There is no more money. There's about to be not a global recession, a global reset. Winter is coming. Ladies, you got to realize there's more of you than us. You got to try to get on his page, in his boat, in his raft. That means his program. Or you can think this is I'm full of crap, don't know what I'm talking about.
Never taps. What's the,
I love it.
oh my
And
goodness.
I want to answer your question, Crystal, because I think KS was on it. There are so many women looking for a man to get on their page, on their program. It's not supposed to be like that. And the reality of it is this: if a man has children, even if he is a single father and that man has children, he, even if a woman comes in, he's not expecting that woman to take care of those kids financially. It's not, that's not the expectation. But on the other end of that, if a man gets with a woman and she has children, not only is she expecting for him to take care of her, she's also expecting for him to take care of those children as well. That's the difference. That is the difference. And the thing is that if a man said, "Hey, I got kids, I'm a single father, and not only do I expect for you to come in, I need you to come in and start handling bills," she gonna look at him like, "Yo, this is a raw deal. I'm not doing that." She'd be hard pressed to even, come in there and play the mom role for these kids. More or less go in and have to pay bills. There's a difference there. There's a difference. But Celeste, I want to give you an opportunity to speak. And then Crystal, if you want to follow up behind that, I'll give you that opportunity to do so as well.
So I think that while there have been many people that have had step fathers, and it has been a blessing to them, and those situations have worked out, beautifully, I don't think that men should strive to raise other men's children. I think that men should raise their own children, and that's the ideal. The ideal is that men should raise their own children, and men should strive for the ideal. And there's a reason for that. And I feel like our culture and society has set us up for failure. The reason for that is the point of parenthood. The point of parenthood is for two people that share the same genetic code as their children. The reason you are their parents is so that you can teach those children how to manage that specific and unique genetic code that only you and the father have, and teach that child how to manage his specific genetic code against a hostile environment. So even in a situation where you have a step parent, and that step parent is wonderful. It is not the same because they don't share the same genetic code. So, what I'm saying is that yes, we all are in situations where things in life did not turn out to be the ideal. And if a person chooses to step in earnest and be good to a woman and her children and make a family, even vice versa, that's a great thing, but that is not what we should strive to do. What we should be striving to do is that people who make the children should be raising the children, because they have the best chance of teaching those children how to overcome obstacles that they're and challenges that they're going to face in the environment. And the setup is, we have been told that biology is nothing. We have been told that boys and girls, there's no difference between men and women. Biology doesn't matter. Nothing matters. None of that is true. Biology and your actual genetic makeup is a serious and important thing. It is not something
Yep.
just throw into the wind like it doesn't mean anything. Not only do you inherit your physical stature and capacity from your parents, you also inherit emotional tendencies. You inherit all kinds of other characteristics. I may be somebody who's very patient. My the stepfather to my children may be someone who's not patient. That's a whole different genetic way of working with child to show them, wait, if we're patient people and this person isn't patient, that's a different situation. So I think, and if anyone has done that, you will see when people say things like, oh, you walk just like your mom, or you talk just like this one, or you're quick to anger, or you're very patient, or this one is kind of kind. Those things are not just because of the environment. We have spent the last 80 years as a society telling people that the only thing that shapes children is the environment. And therefore, Anybody can be a family, because family and your actual bloodline is irrelevant. As long as you're an adult, you can raise a child. That's not true. Anybody can't be they can call themselves your family, but they don't share your genetic code. And your genetic code is not a frivolous thing. So I think that we live in a culture that has set us up to fail, that has made us to believe that any man, any woman, anywhere will do. And yes, they can do when they have to, but that is not something we should be striving to do.
Yeah.
I would agree with that 1000%. Spot
Yeah.
on. Josh, did you want to get back in there?
Yeah, I was just going to say one of the ways that we can handle this is having spiritual discernment and really just
Yeah.
praying about it and talking to God like, hey, God, is this who I need to be connected to? We can look at all the stuff on the
Yeah,
paper.
yeah, yeah. Josh just,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
just like look at all the statistics, but God knows all. Lean not on your own understanding. That's what the word
Bam.
says. Hey,
Yeah.
God, hey, this chick, she's gorgeous. I'll really connect with her children. Her baby daddy. This is a lot. Is this who you want me to be with? And if God says yes, whatever God is telling you to do, then basically that blessing that comes out of that is going to be way better than what you are neglecting, if that makes sense. So there's situations that some of us fall in because we didn't talk to the Father about it, right? So, and there are some people don't want to be, the responsible one. Like that ain't my kid, that ain't my responsibility. Well, if God has anointed you to be this woman's husband, then that child is your responsibility spiritually. So it doesn't matter what this child has been through, the trauma and all that stuff. God will give you everything and show you everything that's in you for you to be able to handle this child's trauma and help this child to be who God created to be beyond his DNA, right?
Yeah.
So that was just my response to that. That's it.
And Wise, I just wanted to say real quick to you. I understand what you're saying with the women and the men. I guess because I was never raised like that, and I can only understand me. Those were my children, and even though their father wasn't around, I raised my children. I wasn't expecting a man to come in and pay for anything. Those are my children to raise, and I'm going to take care of them because. And I tell you about that, where the man was like, "I'm not gonna date a woman and have to buy your kids diapers." I was like, "My kids are like 8 and 9. What do you mean diapers? They're not even in diapers." So I never thought like that, but I know there are a lot of women today that do think like that. They want to get on the government, like you said, like we always talk about the government assistance, all that. None of those things I ever touched because this is what I did, and this is my responsibility, and I'm not giving up my responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
So I get what you're
The
saying.
thing is that, and I wasn't necessarily speaking to you, but I'm saying that we see on the internet, we see all across TikTok, we see all across X and all these other platforms out there where the women are like, hey, I'm a package deal. And not only do I expect for you to take me out, how many times have we watched videos of women going out to dinner and then saying, on a first date, saying, hey, you also got to buy some food for my kids as well. And the dude's like, wait, I signed up to take
Yeah,
you out,
that's
not you
ridiculous.
and your children. That's pretty daggone ridiculous.
It
Could you
is.
imagine a man, you
That's
going out with a man
ridiculous.
and then that dude saying, hey, I got some kids at the house. I need you to buy them some dinner and things of that nature. I mean, that's crazy work, right?
Right.
Hey,
You're
facts.
like, well,
Yolanda,
wait a minute.
what are your thoughts? I'll allow you to get in there. What are your thoughts? And then Dion, I'll allow you to go as well.
um, it's so funny because uh, I grew up in a situation like that. My father, God rest his soul, he married my mother when she had 5 kids. So I'm a product of the environment of a man. If he loves the woman, will take care of her children. And my brothers and sisters, when they refer to dad, we're all talking about the same person. Also, my ex-husband, when I met him, he already had children, and then we had more children. But what was the product of that? I didn't turn into my father in that situation because some of the mothers um, took issue with him, and I didn't get to know any of my stepchildren. Like I knew who they were, but I didn't get to raise them and have them in a family, environment in a setting where it's me and my husband caring for all of our children. I'm not going to go into any more personal details, but it was, I would say, the situation that I was in. It was nothing like what my mother and father were in. My father was father to my brothers and sisters before I even came into the world. I'm the last of 8 children, and you know, we made it, we struggled, but he helped my mother. I saw my dad love my mother, and I saw my dad love my brothers and sisters. Like I said, if you took a poll or consensus of everybody, all my brothers and sisters, everybody will say the same thing about my father. So, yeah, in my eyes, I know that it is possible. But I will touch on what Rolando said. Like in 2025, like the women, some of the women, I can't say all. I don't want to generalize anybody, because anybody can change. Anybody can come to the full saving grace and knowledge of the Lord Jesus Christ. Touching on what Josh said, if when you don't have God involved in any uh, facet of your life, guess what? You're going to set yourself up for failure. And that's everybody on the planet Earth, period. But it is with God, all things are possible. You have to leave it in his hands in order for it to be what his plan is set up in the first place. I totally agree with Crystal. Children are blessings. And like Crystal, I had a very unique situation where I had to raise my children without, he was my husband, and he became my ex-husband. So, I was in a married situation for a very long time. So there was no me meeting somebody else and dating, because I was still married. Once we got divorced, my children were teenagers in high school. So there was no, you know what I mean? Like I ended up being in uh, a very unique situation on my own, but I didn't grow up that. I grew up in a unique situation too. I didn't grow up in the way that I raised my children. So, like, I see all of it from every angle. I will say with this particular woman, by the way she's dressed, um, and I hate to do that. I really do, because appearances are everything. They'll never judge a book by its cover. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you got to read the cover of the book. Sometimes you got to look at the book. Sometimes you got to thumb through the pages to see, am I interested in this book? Am I going to really sit down and read it and understand it? Looking at the way she's dressed, and looking at the picture of the kids with the folded arms, and I think it just screams attitude. It screams this is going to be a problem. It screams like this is not a very, it's not going to be a great or a positive situation. It could be, if that man really is really listening to God and being led by God to get into this situation, so that everybody, even her kids or in her, can learn from that structure. But like I said, my how I grew up, how I raised my own children, and then even looking at this, it's like so many different ways of looking at it. But look, the bottom line, with God, all things are possible. That man could be called to that woman, and you know, he could come in and really be a blessing to him. Now, as far as like I'll touch on this like lightly, the Kevin Samuels thing. When you played that last week, what I kept saying in my head was like, that's biblical. Like that's literally Revelations.
Yep.
Like, there's gonna be,
The lack of
it's
men.
yep, there's gonna be and really think about it. Like the reason why there's a man shortage is because there's a lot of war. A lot of women had to take care of the home, had to take care of the kids while the man went off to war. He died, and guess what? There's no other man. It's a Ruth and Naomi situation too. Where uh, I think Naomi, she had to coach Ruth into actually getting Boaz. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but right, what's happening right now is very biblical. There is a man shortage, and what Kevin Samuel said in all his wisdom before passing was that there's going to be a lot of women trying to marry one man, and that's kind of it's really sad when you think about it. But it's all set up so that you know Christ can come back. That's all I got to say about that. I'll let somebody else give you because I'm
I
running
want to
out
say
of things
this.
to say.
I want to say this. I don't necessarily think that he was saying that the women need to get with I think I think there's an understanding that there's a lot of women out there that are looking for the same type of man. But what he was really saying is that hey, there are some men out there. It's okay to get with an average man, and that's way better than being out here.
Oh,
That's way better than
okay.
being out here by yourself.
Hmm.
Now,
Yeah,
yes,
I didn't say
everybody's
too
looking
much
for
of.
the dude that's over 6 foot, which is a small percentage. Makes over six figure, which is another small percentage of men.
Hmm.
Everybody's looking for that for whatever reason, but he was saying, hey, nah, you need to find an average man because that average man, if the lights go out, the money is not going to matter. The money's not going to matter at all. You know what I'm saying? Can he
Hmm.
handle himself if the lights go out? Does
Exactly.
he know how
So,
to go out and filter some water? Does he know how to go out and forage a little bit? Is he willing to even the thing is that you don't even have to know how to hunt, but are you willing to get out there and do it? Are you willing to get out there and when you do finally catch something and gut it and do it necessary, and even if you don't know how to do it, figure it out. Are you willing to do so?
like basically, are you a man?
Yeah,
You
Exactly.
know what I mean? Like,
exactly. Yep.
are
Exactly.
you a man? And that actually speaks to the young lady in that picture and her situation. Like, if he's a man, he's gonna know how to come in and wrangle her and those kids without even putting a finger or hand on any of them. My mother, she was very gentle in how she approached my father and his discipline tactics because, of course, he comes in and he's a man and he wants the children to listen to him. She would have those private conversations with him, like, honey, I know that they did XYZ ABC, but just uh, I would say this: a man's voice, his voice can change the situation.
Oh,
You know,
absolutely.
uh,
I
That's
would
true.
agree with
That's
that.
the,
true.
you know it,
I
and
definitely agree with
his
that.
What if he
a
sound
woman
like
would
But
Catwoman?
when it's his kids or
eat.
the
Look,
authority has been gifted over to him
Josh.
by mom,
or
because the
or
reality of it is
Kevin
this:
um,
Hart.
kids that aren't used to that type of leadership, they're not used to that type of discipline or hearing those types of voices. They'll rebel against it unless the mama goes back. Because what we do know is we see this in the public school system. The teacher will call
mhm,
home and say, "Hey, little Johnny acting a fool," and she'll cuss the teacher out.
mhm,
What are you talking about? That's my kid. He's a good kid. That's a good boy. She'll cuss him out and say, "Nah, I'm on the teacher side." So I think more women need to think about it when you get into a situation like this. If you have these kids, one,
mhm,
you got to be you need to be thankful that what I'm saying. Maybe you find a brother like Josh that's like, hey, I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? If you had a kids, and be thankful for it, and let the kids know that hey, if this man comes into our life in this way and he is taking care of us in that manner, hey, he the boss. And it starts with the woman
mhm.
letting it be known because the kids are gonna feed off of her. The kids are
Yeah.
gonna feed off of her. If the kids see that mom don't respect that man in that manner, the kids aren't gonna respect that man in that manner. They're not.
100%, 100%. Like my father, he had that presence. Okay, yeah, a tidbit about my dad. He was 6'4". He was a very tall man, and for him to come in like with him, his stature alone, his voice alone will get you together, and he will tell you about yourself in such a way that you couldn't refute it. You didn't like it, but you couldn't refute what he said. And that's it. Every last one of my brothers and sisters. I don't think anybody really challenged him because of his stature and his voice. Really, a man. God put something in every man. He put something in Cat Williams, even in little old Cat Williams. He put
Yeah.
something in him. Even with little old Kevin Hart got kids.
Yeah.
God put
Mm-hmm.
something in a man that if they don't tap into it, and wise, I would
Money.
100% agree that the woman has to be. If a woman doesn't respect the man, of course, her children are not going to respect him. But the man has to tap into what God placed in him in order for him to get that woman on board. Every man has it; they just have to tap into it. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Mhm.
my dad was he was that man. Like I said, God rest his soul. He's been gone for like 30 years now. So that's that 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 says a lot about him. His presence is very lasting after 30 years. Every man on this
Mm.
panel, like may your voice and your presence
Yeah.
last for like forever. Your
Yeah.
wives and your children will talk about you forever if you tap into what God put in you.
I
Hey,
Amen.
received that.
wise. Hey, wise. So real quick. So now I was thinking about this as she was speaking. So that young woman. Let's say you're in that young woman's category, the one that showed picture. What Kevin Spacey, right? That's his name, last name. That was his last name.
Oh,
He
Kevin
was
Samuels. Samuels.
Kevin Samuels, right? He
No,
made
Kevin
a
Spacey's somebody different.
yeah, I know. Yeah,
That's a
but
He,
whole
he,
other man.
he's into some different things as well.
He's a
yeah,
little bit
exactly.
different.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Kevin Samuels. But if you're that woman and let's say you're a Christian woman and you're just happen to be in that spot and you're asking God, send me this man, right? And sometimes God does send you somebody and he doesn't hit your spots that you're trying to. Because remember, she's probably wanting a 6'5" guy, six figures and all that. And God is sending you a 5'10", and maybe you're 5'6" or whatever. And he's not making six figures. He's just an electrician making about 60 to 70K a year, right? But he has ambition
Oh, that's
to
good
start his
enough.
own business. Yeah,
I'm
but
sorry.
let's say that woman is just like, I want this, and I'm waiting. No, friend zone him, but it's like that
Hmm.
was the one that God was putting for you.
And that's
He was
like,
gonna go
Yep.
ahead.
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
Space.
And that's what I'm having a conversation with Nanny 1957 and I forget the other person in the conversation, because when it comes to these marriage conversations, it can, when people are praying for the person that they want, they're not praying to God to give them the character to be able to deal and handle that person in longevity.
Oh, I think you just said a lot.
Most
Go ahead. Keep.
most people don't even most people don't even have relation. Is it okay for me to generalize, Miss Crystal? Is it okay?
Oh yeah, boy, faces. You and I are here. Rolanda got some work to do. He's still in timeout. We here.
He's quiet right now.
Spaces
Rolando ain't
came.
said a word, man. Leave Rolando alone.
Plus,
I'm gonna
Spaces
get
came
on
to Bible
time.
Right.
study. Spaces
Rolando
came.
was just chilling.
No, I know,
Yeah,
but
he was
Spaces
chilling.
came to Bible study, so Spaces gets a pass. He comes to my Bible study.
Dang.
No, I just that's the number
Uh-oh.
one thing that
Okay.
I think
Listen,
that relationships failed and marriages failed is people don't pray for the character that goes along with the person that they're praying for.
Yeah.
So the work, when people pray, most people don't even have relationships with God. Most people don't even pray.
Yeah.
So when it comes to, and then when it comes to the conversation
Wow.
about
Yeah.
when it comes to the relationship about availability of men and women, look at the census. The male to female population is very very close to each other. It's like, at least in the US, it's like
Yes.
50.5 women and 49.5% of men.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's very close. And now when you start factoring all of the other factors, like Mr.
Talk
Wise
about
was saying, when you factor in jail, when you factor in gay, when you factor in marriage, you factor not in interested, and you do what I it's called they call it the delusion calculator.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard of
Then
that. Yeah.
yeah,
Whoa.
it's
Okay.
so real quick, the delusion calculator is a calculator to figure out how delusional you are with the standard that you're asking for with the person that you're seeking.
Yeah.
So the more,
I
it's
have to
just
look
like
that up.
shopping for anything. The more things you put into the filter, the less available to you your options are.
Mm.
And that applies for men and women, but even though the vanity side lies with women, people just don't have a relationship with God, they don't pray, and any combination, or they don't pray for God to give them the character to be able to keep the person that they're praying for.
And see, some of this stems to growing up. I don't know if y'all had this from your parents, but always pick, the best person, or this person needs to be worth it for you. But then, so we put these standards on these people that we're trying to see, right? And, well, he has to have this, and that. And sometimes that's not the case. God sometimes has this person that's specifically made to suit you, and like Space says, maybe a lot of us probably don't, in the world don't have a very strong connection with God, and probably what we're saying is useless, right? But for them, but for us who are believers, and for you guys that are so far, Joshua and Space, you guys have a good head in your shoulders. You're making good points, and but at the same time, these younger women, like that delusional calculator thing, whatever. I think that kind of stems from them, like, oh, if I'm gonna be with this guy, he needs to be this and this and that, and it's like,
Robert, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it's
yeah,
not
go ahead.
it's not mainly from that. It's mainly from social media
Yeah, that's
because
true.
they're following the people of social media,
But if
and
they don't have a strong household, that's why they're
that too.
easily dissuaded to
Hmm.
social media.
Hold
Yeah.
on, hold on,
So,
hold on, hold on, hold on. Give me a chance to
Uh-oh.
stir up this doo doo right here, because that's exactly what it is.
Oh
It's like a big old
no,
pile of doo doo. Let
Rolando.
me get on in here. Listen, number one, first things first, I just want to say to all the women out there who are watching this, stop praying for men, okay? Because I'm going
Yes.
to tell you right now, God ain't sending you no
I agree,
man, He
Rolando.
ain't sending no
Amen.
woman, okay? He's
Hmm.
not your matchmaker. Okay? And God does not have the power
Wait,
to
whoa.
influence free will. If God had the power to influence free will, the whole world would be Christian. Okay?
Here we go.
So stop asking this man to send you men. Okay?
I get it.
He can't come to a man in a dream and be like, hey, Keisha down the street looking for you. It don't work like that. All right? It's up to you to go find what you want. Go be what that man want. Okay? Because outside of that, I pray for a
Nope.
lot of things, but I don't pray for women.
Crystal,
Okay?
Crystal.
Please, oh Lord, please rain down Miss July and Miss August and Miss September down on me because I've been working hard and I deserve it. It don't work like that.
Tell us you've
Okay?
been watching
Now,
or reading the Playboy magazine without telling us you reading the
That's
Playboy
thank
magazine.
you,
Yeah,
see,
thank you,
Oh
see,
thank you,
no.
you get what
thank
I'm
you,
saying?
thank you, Wise, thank you,
It
there it
don't
Wise,
work
was.
like that no matter how
thank you,
much you
Wise.
Oh
want it
man.
to work
that
like
part.
that. Now, the other
Oh
point I wanted to
no.
make is the biggest problem with matchmaking is that women can't come to the conclusion that they are average.
Oh Lord.
Okay? We
Yeah,
all a bunch of fives and sixes out here. And
yeah,
the
that's right.
biggest
Dang,
problem is that
Rolando.
women run around telling other women, girl, you a 10, you a queen, you
No,
don't
no,
need
Yeah,
we
to go
don't. We
that's
da
don't
da
real.
da
tell
da
other
da
girls that
da.
they're
And women
No,
10.
buy
that's
that
real.
crap.
That's
No,
real.
but
Okay?
we
At,
That
This
is
but
in
man
the
real.
in here
maybe
will be able to rate
in
himself
I
the
mean,
current
and
we'll,
tell you,
climate,
we'll,
that's
hey
we'll,
true.
girl,
we'll
what are you on
compliment.
a scale
Yes,
of
yes,
1 to
we'll do
10?
that.
Most men will tell you 5 and 6. And that's not a lot. But if you ask all women, what are you? They all 10s. Every one of them a 10. You know what I mean? You see it all over social media, everywhere else. Wise know what I'm talking about. He's a married man. They all 10s. Okay, you need to come back down to earth and realize that you are a 5, you are a
But
6, and you might hit a
wait,
7 if your
Rolando.
makeup right, but you're average.
Rolando,
You
so
got an
so
average
everybody
job, you got an average life. Guess what you're gonna get? An
Jesus.
average man.
Average man.
So you
Yeah.
need to really
Rolando,
come to
wait,
grips
Y'all better
with
wait.
stop
that.
telling him
And if
that.
and all this 50-50 and all that other talk, that all stems from that. Okay. At the end of the
Wait
day,
though,
I've seen
wait.
two people, okay, who
Looking
both
at her
had to
face
work,
all the way in the
both
corner.
had to come home, take care of kids, both had to cook, both had to clean. It's called the
Looking at her
struggle.
face all the way in the
Okay.
corner.
Either you're gonna get down with the struggle or you're
Yep.
gonna move on. All right. The problem is too many of these women
See
want
that eyebrow?
ready-made
Yeah.
men.
Yeah. I
All
see it.
right. And if
It's
you ain't down
perfectly
to
arched
struggle
too.
with me, then guess what? When I'm sitting down at my dinner table
Yeah, I
with
see
two
it now.
drumsticks looking like King Arthur eating my chicken, guess who ain't getting no chicken? You know what I'm saying? Because this is about the struggle. That's what
Chicken.
men want. All right. The day one. Hey, you got with me? Guess what? We split half a pack of ramen noodles. You know what I'm saying? But when we make that money,
Twinkies.
then guess what? We eating steak, lobster, shrimp, all the crab legs you want. All right. Like I told you, Wise, we could get back to
I'm
that
not sharing
pirate
my noodles.
lifestyle
You
once we
going?
make it. But until then, it's the struggle. So either get down with the struggle or move on. That's what men are saying to the ladies. You either gonna struggle with me, okay? And when we get down the road, everybody good. But if you ain't down to struggle with me, then go ahead and kick rocks.
Hey, my brother Quincy James out of TX, man, he was like, Rolando is on fire. The brothers are feeling Celeste. I know you wanted to. I know you wanted to
Rolando,
add. I know you
Rolando's
wanted
the
to add on
sponsor.
to this,
I
but
don't know
I
what it
agree
is.
with them. The
He on
average
something.
man, actually, I can't say the average man. Most men, if you ask them, hey, how would you rate yourself? Most men are going to say, hey, I'm a 4, 5, or 6. And if they're worse than that, they're going to let you know I'm probably a 2 or 3. They're going to be honest with you. They're up front.
Oh,
Yeah.
You will see the worst looking woman say that she a dime piece. The
My
worst
God.
looking woman.
Yeah.
My God.
And if you start talking about her, just her life in general, credit jacked up, she got a couple kids by a couple different dudes. You know what I'm saying? Can't keep a job. You
Looking
know what
like
I'm
she
saying?
has
She's not the
snack with a
nice looking
demon's
woman, and
tail.
she still will swear that she a queen and she is a top notch 10. There's a lot of delusion out there. But
Why
Celeste,
is
what are your
as soon as
thoughts?
they hear a 10, they start
I
hearing the
wanted to hear from
Peanuts character.
Celeste.
A man start hearing peanut talk from the woman. Blah, blah,
Number
blah.
one,
Man,
one,
man, man,
one,
man, man,
one,
man,
one,
man, man, man,
one.
man, man. Because at the end of the day, bro, we live in reality. And reality said that God made more fives and sixes than he made tens.
Facts.
Okay?
Come
And
on,
even if
Celeste.
you were a 10, all right, ain't no a lot of men don't want the struggle that come with a 10. Bougie and everything else that come with that.
Yeah.
We prefer fives and sixes, but the problem is our fives and sixes have been
Think they
corrupted.
tens
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's true.
That's the
Yeah.
problem right there. And you know what? Paul Pierce talked about this. This is a multi-millionaire, NBA former NBA player. He said the same thing. He was like, man, a lot of y'all brothers, man, stop dealing with trying to go after these eight,
Did.
nines, and tens. Man, you better find you a 4, 5, or a 6 that can throw a little makeup on and get to a 6 or a 7. You better go and get that. She'll be a little more agreeable, a
I am
little
not.
more
I am
agreeable.
not a
But
five or a
How
so,
six.
about this?
I
How
am
about
fearfully and
this?
wonderfully made. That's what I am.
You could get
Celeste,
you a
what are your
Amen.
thoughts? I want to give you
five.
an opportunity to get in here. What are your thoughts?
Go ahead, Celeste.
So yes, I think there are two things going on. I do agree that there is a delusion that women
Hmm.
are delusional in this respect. How we see ourselves in relationship to how men see us is a great gap. There is a huge gap in that. And I do think Kevin Samuels was great at exposing that, because I'm not even sure before him how aware of that women are. On the flip side of that, I want to say this: the issue with the men women like, there's an element that isn't being taken into factor. Women are biologically designed not to like lots of men. It is God's armor against promiscuity. So they did a study where they said they put 100 women, 100 men in a room, asked a woman to go in there and come out and report how many men she was romantically attracted to. Most women who did the study would come out with two, three. They put 100 women in a room and asked men to go in there and say, how many women in that room were you romantically attracted to? They
All
were
of them.
high 80s,
Oh,
93,
Rolando said all of them.
90, 95.
Never all of them. Oh,
It's
So
never a bad
what
one.
I'm saying is, when we're talking about this process of picking and selecting people, it's not just that there's a small majority of good men. It's that even within that small majority of good men, the ability for women to like many of them, we don't have. There are not many men a woman is going to like, because she's not built to like lots of men. Men see it from
amen.
their vantage point.
Yeah.
They think, oh, if there were a lot of women and I could just pick it out and I should just go ahead and say, let me settle down. There's all of these average men. And even in that group, it's still going to be a small number. What really, unfortunately, we ruined it. We ruined it. What really needs to happen is we need to go back to the day where, because of this gap, this level of delusion that women do have, where in fact we might need to go back to some sort of arranged uh courtship,
Mm.
maybe even arranged marriages. I know people don't like that, but I do, and I wrote about it in my book, and this
That's
is
a
the
good
reason.
business you can start.
And this is the
Hmm.
reason why I like it, because it actually accounts for the fact that a woman doesn't get many chances to like a man. There are going to be very few in her life. So the fact of the matter is, she can't squander them. So hanging out with men who are not serious with you, not being serious about someone who's really coming to you in earnest and really trying to do right by you and blowing them off and thinking like Yolanda was saying, we don't say no, you're a 10. No, but what we do say is you can do better. Well, maybe you can't. Maybe you can't, because there's a small amount of people that you're going to like and a small window of time that you have to actually secure that person, marry that person, and be able to produce children with that person. And we are fool our line all that time away in delusion and in foolishness. And men are looking at us partly dismayed, and they think we're ridiculous, and they're partly right. But the other part of that is they think that we have the same flexibility for attraction that they do, and we don't. We do not like the same number of people y'all like. Our window is small, and our level of ability to be attracted is equally as small.
I appreciate that, Celeste. I mean, men, our standards, we don't have high standards. And to be honest with you, we don't ask for much, to be honest with you.
No,
That's why, even when we were talking
not at
about the whole
all.
courtship process, most men, if we go out, we get invited somewhere, to a cookout or something along those lines, maybe a little family dinner function or something like, and the woman, she gets up and makes the plate, little small things. Hey, you want a sandwich? We don't take much. We're very easily pleased. You know what I'm saying? And we're very easily to be impressed. It don't take much. A woman does a couple of things, it's like, man, she top notch. We're pretty simple creatures, to be honest with you. We're
You
pretty
right on the
simple.
money. Because as soon as you
Hey,
do something for them, the first thing we say is, "Oh man, she's so good to me. She made me a
Yep.
sandwich. She cooked me something. She did this. She
Yep.
did that.
hey,
You trying to
Because we're
take care
so
of your
Hey.
used to
man,
not
girl.
Hey.
having
the food,
anything,
the food, the
anything
food.
Yeah,
done for us.
absolutely. You can
At
bag a
all.
dude with an a toasted bread, egg sandwich, some cheese. If you can slap it,
Exactly.
church that thing up, throw some turkey or something like that on it. Hey, you can snag a man up.
And that's
Hey,
always and that's always been the point. But the problem with this delusion is when you're dealing with somebody who thinks they're a 10 and they see you as anything less than a 10, they're gonna treat you like you less than a 10. And they're gonna
Yeah.
make you feel it
Oh
every
wow.
single day, every hour of every
Mhm.
day. At the end of the day, the only two people who match up well are two people who know they are fives. They know
We
they are
just
sixes.
we just
Okay?
cracked
Because they
what
know they
we just
need each
found out
other.
what
And that's
hurt
what I want.
Rolando.
I'm looking for somebody who say,
Uh
hey,
oh.
I need him as much as he
That
need me.
part.
You know
Is
what I
it is
mean?
it
But
maybe
you're
just the
dealing with
Yeah.
choices
somebody
that's
who
being
think
made?
they a 10 all the freaking time. What you
So
supposed to
Kevin
do with
Samuel
that?
said that smart women settle. And he said that all the
Yeah,
time.
and that's the worst,
Smart women settle.
and that's the worst thing to be with is with a woman who believes that she could have done better. She will
Well,
make your life a living hell from the day you meet
Same
her
is
to
true
the day
vice
they put
versa.
you in the box.
well,
It is
Okay,
true
because
vice
that's
she
the
gonna
versa.
problem
make you feel it.
of the
Oh, I could
culture.
have got with so and so if I've done this, or if things would have went this way. I could have had da da da, and that's how she gonna live her
I think
life.
we
Well,
found out what
that's the
created
problem of the
Rolando.
culture. That's
yeah,
the
we
You
did.
problem of
know?
the culture. The
What's
culture
that,
has
Robert?
raised women to have unattainable expectations. They have
Yeah.
told little
That's what I
girls
was gonna say.
that you can have it all. You can have
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
everything.
Yep.
So it is
Mm-hmm.
very difficult for these smart women to be able to settle because they have been told you shouldn't settle for anything.
Mm-hmm.
When you
You
And
say
should
culture,
Celeste,
do you
that's
mean
why
black culture?
Celeste, that's why I don't lie to women because they've been
Just
lied
culture in
to
Okay.
so
general.
much. I'm
Social
not gonna
media.
keep telling lies. I'm not doing them any favors.
I
Okay, by
appreciate you
by
So
telling
by
us
yeah,
that.
keep
I can agree with
lying
that.
to
Dion,
them
I got a question
and
for you, and Josh.
telling them
Josh
what they
answered
want to hear.
threw this question out here, but Josh threw this out here. When you say that, is that black culture? Is it just American culture in general? Is it Western culture when it talks about the women shouldn't settle?
No, that's absolutely specifically American, but more and more
Yeah.
becoming Western culture. The fact of the matter is, for that, when you look, you want to talk about feminism. If you want to look from second wave feminism on, what women from the second they hit a elementary school and probably before in their church There is no institution that a woman interfaces with from 3 years old on that isn't consistently and constantly telling her that in every area of her life she is to reach for the moon, settle for
Yeah, that's
nothing,
what I was
be
saying,
the
talking about. Yeah.
absolute best that she can be. And now you all come along and say, all I want is an egg sandwich. I may not have a lot. You should settle for me. And she's like, well, wait a minute. That's not, that is completely counter to the programming from every person in every institution in her life has told her. And I'm saying it's wrong. I'm not agreeing with it. I'm saying it's wrong. I'm saying I'm employing you, wonderful gentlemen, here to know these women, me, all of us have been set up for failure. We are
Hmm.
failing so well because it was programmed that way. We have been told to settle for nothing.
Now on top of that, some of them don't have fathers, so then they paint this picture of this perfect man that does not exist.
Hmm.
And if they had a father, they would know that that teaching that you're talking about. Well, they would see the all the bad stuff the dad does. Like when we come home, we just leave our clothes everywhere, and wife's like, clean that up, pick that up. I'm not your maid. And
Right.
so, I mean, you
And I
know,
think even once you get with these women, if that's even possible, it's hard for them to even be satisfied
yeah,
within a marriage because the expectation has been
I
raised so high. We have such high expectations for ourselves, and absolutely in the most misguided way, completely unrealistic expectations for you. It is a horrible situation we're in. We're in a very bad situation.
Listen,
We
every
definitely are.
woman
There's a
is
couple
a
of super chats.
is
Before
a
you go,
10.
Rolando, I want to read a couple super chats real quick. LJ addressed this to you, Rolando.
Yep.
And again, how is Rolando single?
He paid $5 to ask you that.
Oh, okay.
He
Well,
could ask that with
Oh,
a
that's
$2.
she's
sarcastic.
spending
Sound
some
like an
good money,
investment to me,
so
brother.
let me go ahead and
That
answer her
that,
question.
that could have fit
It's
in a $2.
because I don't take no BS from nobody. I don't care if you got something swinging, okay, or if you don't. At the end of the day, I just don't take no BS. So if the woman comes in my life and I see she with that drama, then she gotta go.
I
It
can
is
dig
what
it.
it is.
Shout out to Kiwan Lynette with the $5 super chat. Says, should stepdads be allowed to discipline children? Dating, does the bio father's presence matter in a decision to date a woman with kids? Um,
Um,
I'll answer the question, and I'll throw this out there. Should a stepdad be allowed to discipline children? I definitely think that answer should be yes.
Absolutely.
If stepdad meaning like this man has married the mom and he is taking the role of leader of the household, protector, provider of the household, he definitely not only earned the right, but hey, I'm a firm believer. You pay the cost to be the boss, as a man. And I'm with Robert. He had spoke on this earlier. I think men should be striving towards being the sole or at least the primary provider of the household because I'm a firm believer. You pay the cost to be the boss. You want the last word? It comes with a price. No different than if you own a business or something along those lines. When you work for somebody, you got to deal with whoever's rules that you work for. But
yeah.
when it's your organization, you get to set the rules. You get to set the standard operating procedure. You get to set the standard. That's your job. And if it fails, it's on you. If we are a success, it's on you. But you pay the cost to have that responsibility. I think that's important. That's my opinion. But I'll let one of the brothers on the panel, if y'all guys want to answer that question, Robert or Spaces Joshua.
Well, yeah, I agree. Specifically, if you're married, you're now the head of the household. And if I can't discipline the child that I am now adopting, then there's going to be issues. And
Mm-hmm.
these are conversations that we need to have before you're
Prior to,
even, yeah,
yep.
prior to, courtship, right? This is
Mm-hmm.
something that, needs to be discussed. That's why communication is very important. But see, it gets messy because what if the biological father is in the picture, right? And, you know, at the end of the day, this child's living in my household. So I guess as me, what I did, I'd have to talk to that father one on one. Like, hey, This is just what's going to happen. I'm not replacing you, but it's in my household. She is in my household. So with that being said, this is what's going to happen. And you don't have to communicate with the mom no more. You communicate with me, and so on and so on. And usually that ends up in most of the times. But
It could.
yeah. But if you say elegantly, and I'm sure asking God's counsel, you could probably work the correct words. But yeah, it's I agree that with you, Wise, that hey, if I can't discipline your child, then what are we doing here?
Well, I think that's in general, though. I think a household in general. I think,
Yeah.
as a man, if you are not striving to be, if not the sole provider and protector of this household, at least the majority provider and protector of this household, it's very difficult for you to stand on that square and say, hey, I'm the boss. The buck stops with me,
Correct.
outside of me, and us, seeking counsel, from God and the word of God. I think there's so many people, they're in these 50-50 situations, but they still want to be treated like, what I'm saying? They're not. And I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't agree with that stance there. Because I feel like, if you want to be the boss, go pay the cost. And if you're not prepared to pay the cost, don't put yourself in that situation. That's just my
and then
opinion.
don't feel like oh, it's because I don't make enough money. I mean, we all been in that position. Well, then guess what? This is the message. This is the message that God's sending you. Step it up. Find another job or
Yeah.
get something.
Hold on.
Do something. What you
What's
gotta
the
do.
discipline? What's the discipline y'all referring to? Because you're being very vague with that word.
Well, I
You
think when it
talking
comes to
about,
discipline,
like,
I think that's in general. Whether we got to spank the children, whether we got to put them in timeout, or whatever it is, that because I don't think everything deserves or requires corporal punishment. But I personally, as someone that has raised two boys,
just rules in the house,
but
like for
rules,
example,
regulations, these are the standards, setting the boundaries, in our household. Yeah, that's my responsibility.
well, I'm just saying, I'm asking because there's 1980s discipline and then there's this soft 2020s discipline. So I just want to know
I'm with
Exactly,
you on that
what
one.
Rolando.
we
Yeah.
talking about here.
Exactly.
Because in my day,
This
I got
soft
everything
parenting,
from the
gentle
shoe
parenting,
to the
whatever that is.
sandal to the leather belt to the freaking. I even got beat by my pops one time with a tire in the tube. So this
Nah,
was
I ain't never
look
gone that far, but
at
I'm
the
not
end of the
opposed to a
day.
Yeah,
nice little
no.
belt. You know what I'm saying? The
No, I
kids
had
already know
friends
what
who
time
had
it
it
is.
worse. They would get the
My dad used
buckle
to
end of the
thump
belt,
people.
or they get extension cords, all types of stuff. It was basically whatever was available to hit you with. Um, so in the 2020s, it's more like a go stand in the corner and time out, da da
Well, I
da,
will say
and then
this:
we create a
as
bunch of
a
psychos.
as a parent of two young men, they're young men now. Everything wasn't a corporal punishment in the sense of I need to pull the belt out. Although they knew that dad would go there, and typically when I would go there, they understood. And I wasn't into a bunch of yelling and screaming. That's not my
Did
parenting
you have
style.
corporal
I want to sit down and
punishment
have conversations.
in your school wise growing up?
Early on, yes.
It
Once you
was
kind of got into the 90s, that went away. But I do remember when the teacher would pull that paddle out on your behind
I
earlier
used
in
to
the
get the
80s.
I
Yeah.
used to get the
in
Yes.
Texas.
yardstick. I used to get the yardstick, and I used
Yeah.
to
Oh,
get
yeah.
the
The
the, the
yardstick.
bundle of yardsticks, or I would get the yellow bar of dial soap that had been sitting up on that freaking sink since
Ooh.
1950.
I could see you
Hey,
getting the bar soap. I could see
and,
that.
and, in
Yeah, I had a
Texas,
little
it
issue.
went all the way to 95.
I had a little
Now I
issue.
do remember the paddle. Y'all remember those paddles with the holes
Yep.
in it, but typically the principal was going to or the vice principal was going to put that paddle to that baton, to that behind. But that was the 80s. They do away with that. They did away with that in the 80s, or like
In
once we kind of got
Texas,
into the 90s.
it went all the way to 1995 with the
Oh
paddles.
wow.
Yeah,
Hey,
they
Wow.
would ask
Yeah.
you a
That's a
permission
long
slip.
time.
Yeah, they would ask for permission slip to your parents. But
oh, to your
one thing,
parents, is it okay if we
yeah,
spank your children?
mhm.
Okay, yeah.
and
They
Yeah.
one
might
thing
need to
I do
bring it back. To be
remember,
honest with you,
yeah,
these kids are
exactly.
bad.
One thing that my dad taught me,
I
and
don't
this
know
is
why.
one thing that I would like to share, is like these hands are made for love for your children. So my dad never punched me, smacked me, or any of that. But what
You
he
got that
did
No.
belt
do,
though. You got
he
that belt
did
though.
have a belt. Yeah, he had that belt, and he had a specific belt just hung up like on top of his door But anytime we were out of line, and I never got this until I finally became a father. But when I did something so bad that got him so mad, he would tell me to go to the room and just sit there, and it would be awkward. I'm like, what's going on? Is he gonna hit me? And he was, but now I know why he did that. And he told me later why he did that. He waited to calm down because he's like, I'm not gonna, he goes, I wait till I calm down to where it hurts me to hit you, so that way I don't over hit you, right?
Yeah,
But he
overdo it.
would,
Yeah.
yeah, and he smacked me, and then at the same time, then the lecture came and the teaching, and then he told me why he smacked me, and then he, at the end gave me a
That's a
hug.
good
But
dad.
guess what? Yeah, and then he gave me a hug and told me he loved me, and then he said, now you got to do this for 2 weeks, and this and that, gave me all the punishment. And I do that now to my girls, and I think that's a good practice, because when you smack them and hit them, they just, it's
Well,
it's it's one thing that I learned in jail, right? And they'll tell you, um it's there's a difference between fear and respect.
Yep.
And you don't, and I apply that now with what I got taught with my dad, because he was teaching me good. I was just a hard-headed kid. But but when your child is afraid of you, that's not a good sign. You think it's good. Oh,
No.
because then guess what happens? When he
Yep.
misbehaves in school, then he's gonna be like, you ain't my daddy, you ain't my mama, so whatever. And then when you call them, oh no, no, please don't call them, please, 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 right? Because they're afraid of you. But if they respect you, they'll 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 honor you behind your back. They'll like, you know what? I'm not gonna do that because I love my dad,
Mhm.
I respect my dad, and I'm not gonna do that.
Yes.
And I've learned that through my life, and I hope this helps someone out there that is in the fence about spanking their kids. But yeah, when you start hitting them when you're mad, you might overdo it, and
No, I agree
you'll
with that.
know.
And yeah, I don't think everything requires a spanking or something along those lines.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of. I was in the military, so I'm a big fan of. Hey, go grab some shoes. Let's hold them shoes outside. To the side. Let's go. Let's do some push-ups. Let's do some planks. Let's find some
Wall
steps. We're
sits.
gonna run steps till I get tired of looking at you running steps. Certain things
Right.
like that.
Right.
Those are the types of things. My kids, my son to this day, he told me, he was like, Dad, I would almost rather be spanked than some of the workouts you used to do. He's
Like,
like, because you get a
please,
spanking and
please,
spanking,
please
and
hit me,
it
hit
doesn't
me.
last that long, and it's over with. But he's like, man, you'd have us out there
Right.
working out. It felt like for hours. We'd only be out there for maybe 30, 45 minutes.
Oh,
But when you out there working your tail off, and that ain't really what you used to doing, yeah.
Mhm.
So that was my punch. Hey,
So
push up position, hold it. You in that
I,
straight push up plank until I get tired of looking at you in that plank.
man.
You
My
know.
mom,
Mhm.
so
my
what
mom had
question
this.
about that, right?
Go ahead. Who was that?
Question
Not,
about that because I don't necessarily disagree with it, but isn't it also to question if isn't that also sending the message to the child, if I get in trouble I'm going to work out, which would then cause them to have a negative connotation about working out when they get older?
not necessarily. I mean, because I look at it like the
Mhm.
same thing. In the military. When I was in boot camp. Everybody mess up. They gonna beat you. That's what they would call it. They would call it beating you. But essentially, it's 8 count bodybuilders. It's push-ups till you can't do push-ups no more. Those types of things. Um, So no, not a negative connotation. I think it's just another form, of discipline. Discipline is important, and discipline is not supposed to be. It's not supposed to feel good. It's just not. So I don't
And
think, but it's also about how you go about doing it. Now, I'm going to work you out till you pass out. No, I'm not going to do that. But yeah, we're going to push you, and we're going to get something out of you as well. Not only are you going to get some discipline around this, you're going to get some exercise in it as well. So
and
it's a positive.
Listen, if
and
it's
if you
anything
notice,
like me, like after I got the whooping, the worst part was the talk afterwards. Don't talk to
And,
me after you done hit me.
well, we still gonna have a conversation after the
yeah,
fact too, and
exactly.
sometimes
Yep.
prior to,
Yeah.
sometimes during, we're gonna have a conversation because we got to have a conversation. And again, I'm not gonna yell at you. Let's sit down and let's talk.
Yep.
I got two, I had 2 boys and 2 young men, and we got to sit down and we got to have conversations. I don't want to yell at you. because eventually kids get immune to the yelling, right? You can
Yep.
yell, yell, yell. They know you yelling. They know how to block that out. I know how to block that out, right? And then when it's over with, it's like, okay, let me move on and let me go on about my business. Joshua, I know you want to get in there real quick.
I was gonna throw a story out there. My mom had this four dresser, like this four drawers, and that top one, that handle like used to jingle and hit the metal a certain type of way. All the other ones didn't do it, but that one that had the belts in it, as soon as I hear that little jangle, I knew she was gonna tear my tail up.
Mm.
I came home to visit her when I was like a grown man, and she reached in that drawer to get a belt just to put it on. I knocked on the door. I was like, "Hey, mom, you can't open that drawer when I'm home because I'm getting flashbacks." Every time I heard that, I was like, Mama, I'm gonna wash the dishes. I promise you, I love you. I come home to visit for Christmas, but you can't. You got to wear something else. You can't wear no with no belts like that. That just traumatized me. It tore me all the way up. That's all I was gonna say. That's it.
I
So
hear that.
Joshua, so Joshua, to this day, you can't listen to Jingle Bells and just give you flashbacks. Around the
Favorite
holidays, you just
jingle
get a little
bells.
trauma. You just get a little trauma going.
I get a little traumatized. Yeah, you're right.
Hey,
I
Rolando, I
blame
got
you.
another question for you. Kiwan Lynette with the $2 super chat says, Rolando, why didn't or don't you want children?
Um, to be honest, just because I be more like a drill sergeant than a daddy,
Mm.
you know. You know how I treat them wise? I treat them like that drill sergeant on Forrest Gump. I'll be like, what is your sole purpose in this family? You better say whatever you tell me, drill sergeant, because if I hear anything outside of that, I'm about to, nah, it just never really happened. You know what I mean? Like I got brothers, my one brother has two kids, one is disabled, and my other brother has four kids. And recently, he was having some problems with his wife and whatnot, and they kind of split up. And this goes to the point earlier. I told him, I said, look, man, you got to go home. You got to go home, bro. At the end of the day, you're not a single guy no more. You know, you got four kids, bro. You got to go home, whether you
Yeah.
like her or not. You
Yep.
know,
Go home, take care of your
hey,
family.
Better make that
hey,
work. Yeah.
if
Yeah.
y'all can't make it work, then y'all need to shack up like roommates. You know what I mean? Because
And
at
do
the
what's
end of the
best for the
day, it
kids.
ain't
People
about
aren't
y'all, it's
willing to
about
do
them
that, though.
kids.
People are not willing to put themselves on the back burner for the
No, and
children.
that's the selfishness. Wise is
Mm-hmm.
more that people are more uh, uh, concerned with their own happiness than the well-being and the mental well-being of their kids, and that's just selfish. I watch my mom, bro, and I don't endorse this for anybody, and I don't endorse this for any women. But my mom was getting her butt whooped. You know what I mean? And I saw it, and I was the oldest one at in my house at the time. I had to break up fights in the middle of the night. You know what I mean? And all other kinds of stuff. But
Wow.
she wanted to make sure that we got out of those prepubescent years, and get into the age where she can explain this is why I'm leaving your father, you know.
Wow.
And the kids
Yeah.
took it better. But at the most crucial time when they were little and their mind state is not fully developed, she wore that, you know to make sure that we came up with two parents in the home. And I'm not endorsing for any woman in a position like that to put themselves and keep themselves in that position, because a lot of times it doesn't work out the way it worked out in my house. What I'm saying is anything absent of this man putting his hands on you and literally, when I mean mentally abusing you, outside of that, you need to stick it out, because it ain't about you. You also have to take into account that the person sitting across from you ain't happy either. So if he's willing to
Mm.
sacrifice, then you should be willing to sacrifice. Y'all both come together so we can have some mentally healthy kids. Because right now, what you're seeing in Washington, Memphis, California, Chicago, all these freaking places
Yes.
are all fatherless children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, fatherless
Yes,
children are extremely
definitely.
violent because they grow up and they're looking at other children with their father, playing pickleball with their father, working out with their father. You
Wise.
know what I mean? And these kids get jealous and they get angry and they build up resentment. And they what do they do? They seek out other people who are broken like them. Okay, to go carry out and inflict pain, the same pain that they feel on the inside, they gonna inflict on you on the outside. And all we're doing is we're creating a society of serial killers. Okay, the FBI
Oh my
describes a
goodness.
serial killer as somebody who kills more than one person.
Mm.
Some of these dudes running around here got 4, 5, 6, 7 bodies. If
Yeah.
they were white men, okay, they'd be the next Casey. They'd be the next Jeffrey Dahmer. They'd be the next, you know, whatever serial killer, Son of Sam, you know. But since they're not, what do we call them? Man, them
Son of
some
Sam is
wild
safe.
YNs. I don't
He is
call them
safe.
wild YNs. I call them what I see them. Them serial killers,
Mm.
okay? Because they are bodying people out here. Literally, these guys got
Left and
super
right.
high body counts.
Yeah. No
Okay,
care for
they've
life.
killed more
Yeah.
people than the biggest slut on the block has slept with people.
Yeah. No. No. No.
Yeah.
Wow.
No. There's a lot of these youngins
Okay,
out
and
here
that's where
that
that
they
comes
have no
from.
care for life. You're
Yeah,
right. We
that's
see it
where
in
that
Baltimore.
comes
We see
from.
it in DC as well. These
We
youngins.
see it in Maryland.
Yeah.
You know, these are all fatherless children. Okay, and that's to show you that men need to control, need to show men how to control their emotions.
Yes.
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 Oh
Women
my
cannot
gosh.
do that. Once a teenager gets into his 12 and 13, women can't control him. All right? You may have some kind of like
Not that
mental
for
control over
long.
him because you're his mom, but physically, you can't control him. An emotional, physical man is dangerous. They kill
Ooh,
people.
yes.
And I
Come
keep
on,
telling people
Rolando.
that, and nobody listens. But
It's true.
emotional men kill people. Okay,
Yes.
you may hear me
It
talk and the
sure
way
is.
I talk right now, and there's a lot of emotion in my voice, but y'all can't see. But I walk around every day because Florida is an open carry state. I walk around with a 40 cal on my hip every day.
Yeah,
I
me
have it
too.
on me right now as I'm doing this live. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not because Orlando is a dangerous place. It's because we have a bunch of fatherless nut jobs running around here with freaking
Wow.
extendos, 100 round clips. The other
Hmm.
thing, what you call it? Why is the switch? They
Switches.
literally can shoot 50 bullets at you in less than 3 minutes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Okay, that's
And
what we
they're
dealing with
using them.
on the
Yeah.
streets. This is more than just, hey man, you know, they just wilding, man. They just some YNs, you know, they getting their wiggles out. No, man, these dudes is killers.
I
No,
agree
they
And
with
they're
you.
until we
I
crazy.
address that,
I
we
agree
gonna
with you,
have a
Rolando.
serious problem.
I agree with you,
Mhm.
Rolando. I agree with the men should still be a part. I don't agree with them sticking it out in the home, but I do agree that the men should be involved.
Exactly. That's why I pushed
Well,
my
I
Yeah.
think
group.
I
I said,
disagree with
bro,
that,
you
Crystal.
got
I think
four
if you get
kids.
married, I think you and you have children, you have an obligation to put yourself on the back burner. Your life is no longer yours anymore.
Yep.
What
I
I
these
agree
agree
with
kids
with
got
that.
that.
going on, that those kids are your responsibility. You, your
I
wife,
agree.
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? Those kids are yours. Now, once y'all, you know,
But
if
so
you
you
can
better work it
do
out.
whatever you can to keep the peace in that household until these kids are adults, and then y'all decide
Well,
like, hey, the last one is gone. Hey, this ain't. We know it ain't working. It ain't been working for a long time, but we did what we need to do for these children.
Yep.
So many people nowadays, you know, and the thing is that a lot of women have clowned Big Mama for staying with the dude that she knew had the family
Yes.
down the street
yes.
because
Why?
because
Like,
she was willing to stay there for the family to make sure that the family stays
yes.
intact and to make sure that these kids get what they need from their father. There's a lot of folks out there that are extremely selfish today because they said, the heck with these kids. It's about me. It's about my happiness. How many times have we, how many videos have we watched of a woman blow up her whole family because she quote unquote isn't happy?
No, I
Yeah.
Yes.
agree with
You know
that.
what I'm
I agree with
saying?
that.
Like blow up their entire family,
Hmm.
destroy the kids, destroy the
Hmm.
kids. Kids are distraught
Yep.
because
I
mom said, I ain't happy.
No, I agree with you on that. I'm just talking about there are situations that a woman you should not, because there is trauma that those children will take with you because you decided to. Now you could be a co-parent. Maybe you're a great parent. You can co-parent. Like I can't stand women that they separate. They them and their spouse, their boyfriend, their baby, whatever it is, they separate and they keep their children away from that father and treat them like a piece of property or something they use for money or whatever. I
Yeah.
can't stand that because that is selfish. You're denying that child the influence from their father. You're denying all that. But sometimes leaving y'all in that house. Big Mama, yes, Papa was a Rolling Stone, rolling over the place is one thing, but Big Mama staying and Big Papa beating the living crap out of her.
Well,
Her
that's a
Yeah.
life.
different situation. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
those
there
are
with you
different.
on
Well, that's
that.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying. I'm
no,
saying there's some
abuse
situations.
definitely.
Yeah, in those situations, you need to because again, I know people who they lived through those situations, and they said they wish their parents would have just separate because they said it was they stayed for them, but
It's
they
more
actually
trauma that
say
way. Yeah.
you destroyed my life by y'all staying in that situation. Y'all should have separated, and I would have been better just visiting my parents versus being in a
Yeah,
home that was so
maybe,
toxic.
Mhm.
That's all I'm
maybe.
saying. I agree with Rolando, but I'm just saying when it's toxic, don't stay in that situation.
I can
Yeah,
agree with
I
that.
agree
I
with
want
that.
to read this super chat real quick. I got a few more I want to get through real fast. Shout out to Quincy James. Says Joshua looks like AI.
AI. Yeah,
Josh, you getting all the smoke today,
Never
man. You got the
AOI.
ladies in the
You
chat
are
fawning
getting
over
all
you.
the
You got the
smoke.
fellas hating on you, saying you look like
Oh,
AI. You got the fellas saying
right.
you look like Leon. You know,
Lord Jesus. Yeah,
you
I'm
look like
getting
one
it
of the
from all
brothers from the
sides.
5 Heartbeats.
Yeah, I get that all the time.
Nights like this, I
So
wish
what?
that raindrops would
Which
fall.
one?
Bring me
Which
back on the
one?
chat. Bring me back on the chat. I'll
Are we
dress like
talking
a
about
boat for
Ruffy?
Halloween.
We
That's the
talking
only
about
song I
Ruffy?
know.
No, from the 5 Heartbeats. Who was that? That
Five
was one of the
Heartbeats.
brothers. That was one of the brothers. I can't think of his name
Yeah.
now. I know it's Leon is the actual person, but in the
Oh,
movie 5 Heartbeats, it's one of the brothers. Because remember in the group, there's 2 brothers.
Yes,
oh,
there
It,
was.
he's one of the brothers. You know,
okay.
out there smashing all the chicks on the road. You know.
Being like Ronaldo.
Shout out to LJ with the $5 super chat. Says keeping it simple. I have a peaceful life. If you're saved, somewhat fit, and not chaotic, that's a green light.
All
LJ's
right.
looking for a man. She's looking for a good dude.
Come on, Space.
She
Rolando.
gonna
You know.
find one. You could. Well, he gonna find her. He gonna
Oh
find you,
yeah,
LJ. He gonna find you.
Well, hey,
I'm
hey, you
definitely
know, he
fit.
who finds a
Just be
wife,
that good
he
thing.
who finds
Yeah,
a
I'm definitely
wife
fit.
has found a
Just
good
be
thing.
that. You
So
gotta.
she
Yeah, you
just
gotta be
LJ's
that
putting
good thing.
herself out there, letting it be known, like, hey, I'm trying to be found. I'm trying to be chose. You know,
Hey, look, listen. I ain't mad at it, girl.
It
you
is.
know.
Hey, you
And
know,
with that
real
being
quick.
said,
We're
Oh,
gonna have
Go
a
ahead.
dating show. Don't
Go
worry.
ahead and shoot your shot.
yeah,
Wise is
hey,
gonna host a dating
are we gonna have to are we gonna have to put on? Do I need to start doing the Kendra G? Do I need to start putting on the dating show?
clearly.
I'll
hey,
get
we need to
Celeste to
find
come host
some.
it with me because Celeste
Come
get
on,
these
you gotta
women
come.
Celeste get these women told up. I can't do it, but Celeste be like, that you don't need all that. You don't need all that.
Come on,
You need a good
Celeste
five,
for the
six
win. Come
man,
on,
make
Celeste.
$56,000 a year, hard working, gonna bring his butt home when he get off of work. That's what you need. You don't need all that extra stuff.
Listen,
We
LJ,
need
Hey,
a we
wise,
need a
LJ, you
wise.
domesticated
don't want
Rolando.
me. You don't want me.
Hey,
Trust me, cause
hey,
once
wise.
we do the dance, you ain't going nowhere, and neither am I.
Lord.
So
Oh
we either
boy.
gonna be man and wife, or we gonna be
Oh,
roommates.
Rolando.
You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
wise,
We gonna be
Yes,
wise.
ma'am.
watching the game together. I
What I was
bet you
gonna
that.
say is that we're missing wise counsel.
Uh-oh.
I was just talking to a friend about that. Her mother-in-law passed away,
Hmm.
and she used to always call her mother-in-law for advice and spiritual matters with her own husband. And when her mother-in-law passed away, she said she so wholeheartedly said, "Oh, I'm missing my wise counsel." And my friend, she's not that much older than me, but I told her, I was like, "You are the wise counsel." Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of us, women that are older and have been through a little bit more stuff. So I think it's time for us to step up to that plate so that we can be that for these women. But
Oh yeah.
it's a godly
Well,
call. I will say
Well,
that.
I got to say this, and I'm glad you said that, Yolanda. I'm glad you threw that out there. You have women. I got to take this to the church. You have women in the church that they hadn't realized that they are the mothers now. Y'all the mother, like we're the mothers at the church. You are the mothers of the
Yeah.
church now. Y'all are that.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They still think they're young. Nah, You are the
Right.
person that's
It's
supposed
time
to
to
go get the
pack up
young
the
women.
club clothes.
Exactly, exactly. So you got a lot of women out there that are they're not ready to take their rightful place as the mothers, as the wise, elder women, out there to give some sage advice, to the young ladies out there. You know, that's it's needed.
On, uh, on that note, so Celeste, you gonna write a book about
She
being
already
wise
wrote a book.
counsel?
I already wrote
I
it.
mean, you know what? I'm gonna get it and I'm gonna read it. But from and you know what, Crystal, Dion, like beautiful ladies. I have to give y'all's flowers and compliments. Crystal, it's commendable that you're having like a Bible study, like to dive into the Word of God and to take that helm, take that call. That's commendable.
I'm sure.
Celeste, you come with the last time that we had you all had a panel. I was in the chat. I was like, Celeste for the win, Celeste for the win, because you came through. And Dion,
Always.
oh my goodness, Dion, you have a beautiful quietness about you. But I know that whenever you do speak, come on now, you coming with something. You got something to say. So
Oh
this is
yeah.
commendable. And then all the
We
gentlemen,
gotta
like,
get Dion to be a little more assertive, and I appreciate that. I think there's, I know, Dion, you don't necessarily have a husband, but I think there's some people out there looking like I actually could, utilize a woman like that, because there's a lot of women out
they
there that
could
got a whole heck of a
benefit.
lot to say. They could benefit from a woman that, understands
They
that
can
choose
benefit
their
for what
words
you say,
wisely,
Dion.
and I think that's extremely
I,
important.
I noticed that there's a gentleness that's happening. And even okay now with Rolando, I got to hit Rolando. Rolando, like you have some hidden wisdom because what you just said, like this last time, I think everybody in the chat just stood up and was just like,
Yeah.
Rolando, come
Applause.
on,
Rolando put a
Rolando, do it,
W.
do it.
Yes.
Now,
Yes. In the chat, y'all
now with
remember that I
spaces.
am saved. If you don't believe me, you can ask Brother Wise. He will testify to my holiness. Okay, so LJ, stop saying I'm not saved, girl. Come, give me a
You know,
call. We go do some hot yoga together. Go ahead, Wise.
Oh
Yo,
Go ahead,
Lord.
do it.
But
well,
Rolando,
you know what? Like I said,
He
I
was
had to hit
doing so
everybody up
good.
in the panel.
He was he
Yeah, I
hey
had to hit
he's like
everybody
he's
up.
like going good, and all of
Yeah,
a
he was
sudden he
doing
just make a
good.
left
And then
turn.
you dropped the
Oh,
ball,
oh, I
Rolando.
gotta keep
I
him.
was
I gotta
handing you
keep
the
him
rock.
guessing. Wise. You know
Wise. Hey,
who don't like
Wise.
some hot yoga every once in a while? Come on now, go
Oh
ahead.
my
Wise.
goodness, Rolando, no, no.
Let
But
me,
anyway, like I was hitting up everybody on the panel. Robert, this is kind of my first time seeing you, us seeing each other on the panel. And then spaces. Come on now, what you said about like people needing to pray before they act. Okay, we need more of that. Do you have like your own YouTube something going on?
Who,
Like, do you do?
Spaces?
Um,
Oh, Space
yeah,
is an OG in
spaces.
the game. Space is an OG in the game. He got his own thing going on. He's
Okay.
trying to be humble and
Yeah, I
stuff,
got
but
a
nah, I don't
channel.
want to tell nobody. Tony
Oh,
got me two sweaters.
he's
I
the
don't
young
want to
one
say
that's
too
being
much about it.
you're the young sage in the out of the whole panel. You're the one. You're the young
I don't
gun. You
mean no,
got that.
I don't mean no brag. I know a little something, something.
Also, you're a young girl. Okay, I get it. And
No,
Josh,
no.
look, Josh. Although I pointed out that you kind of remind me of a Leon. He cool people, I guess. In no, don't do that. He's cool, I guess, a cool guy. But even with your voice is commanding. So whatever God got in store for you, like
appreciate it.
you know, hey, walk with it, run with it, whatever you do with it, just don't
Try,
drop it, okay?
try.
Absolutely.
So that's all I had to
Absolutely.
say. And why? I'm sorry. And wise. Of course, I told you the last time that we had spoken that I started watching you maybe earlier this year. I don't know. I don't remember if it was last year, but like your consistency, like you have 500,000 subscribers coming from.
man.
I can't remember the number. I really don't remember the number. Like when I started watching, but I know that you worked your butt off, so
yeah.
all of this is
Yes.
is is God's favor and doing for you. So yeah, walk with it, run with it. Everybody on the panel, Crystal, all y'all, I appreciate all y'all. I just had to say that. I'm sorry.
I
Oh,
appreciate
that's so
you too,
nice.
Yolanda. I have to say that I
Absolutely.
appreciate you. You're amazing. Listen, you were dropping some diamonds, some rubies, and everything else in the conversation tonight.
Cool.
So thank you. Um, I have to,
Hallelujah.
I have to shout out my brother Wise because he gets me right. Listen, the way he has helped me figure out how to get my channel going, amazing, big brother. I
I
keep
know
saying
that's right.
that is God sent. When people don't understand,
Mm-hmm.
God puts people in your life for a reason. And
Yep,
I
he
Mm-hmm.
100%
does.
know that Wise, like I was just watching him online before the hat. I just realized, Wise, I actually was watching you before the hat.
Mm.
Before the hat when you were no hat consistent.
Hmm.
And I would sit there, say different things. You invited me up on this show. And when I told you I took a step, and y'all, I need y'all to understand that. I took a step of faith. I took a leap of faith this year, left my
Mm-hmm.
very good paying job to focus solely on what God called me to do.
Bless.
Mm.
Well,
And
amen. Amen. Amen.
and Wise encouraged me. That was the most. That's the thing. He invited me up on his panel, and then encouraged me and told me I could do this.
That's what's up.
And he has been a force to reckon with, just keeping me in line, making sure that I get things in order. So thank you. I, of course, Celeste knows she's my sister. So Dion know they my sister. Listen, we be cutting up. We cut up, ladies. We know how we do. We cut up.
Right.
Space,
Right.
Spaces, of course, is my little brother. He gets a pass always, always. He gets to say all kinds of crazy. Even in my own lives, he gets to say crazy stuff in my lives,
Ooh.
and I let it pass because he's my little brother.
Oh,
Mhm.
so he the same
Well,
everywhere he go.
amen.
Robert, I have fun
That's
every time you come
consistency.
in here because you come in here and you bring the truth. Like you bring the
Oh,
word of
thank you.
God, you bring reality. I love it. Joshua, listen, you said I was famous. Nah, you the celebrity on here. So kudos
Facts.
to you.
Facts.
Come on now.
You are the celebrity in here.
Hey, can we highlight him? Can we highlight him real quick?
I
Highlight
know.
him real quick. Who's the
Oh,
celebrity in here?
And he
Never
had the
gonna
Highlight,
put you on
guitar and
blast,
everything.
highlight
Josh.
the
He
celebrity.
had the guitar and
Look,
everything.
hold on, Josh. Do you sing? Do you
Exactly. He
sing?
had a
I sing.
guitar. He had everything. He's the
I sing
true
in the shower.
MVP celebrity up in here. And Rolando, you know we
No,
love you. Rolando,
I do not sing. I just play
if
drums and
you if
bass.
Rolando don't bring up my blood pressure at least once during
Yep.
the show,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I need this in my life.
Never
I
blood
appreciate
pressure.
it.
Absolutely.
If
Yeah.
he doesn't do that, then something's wrong, and I need that ever so
Uh,
often. So,
It's
I
great.
appreciate you. I hope you'll be at Bible study, Rolando. I put it in the chat. I see
All
Joshua
right.
got it. I
Yeah, I
see
got it.
Spaces got it. The everybody got it. I
You
just hope
know,
I see you.
Chico the Bar's got a show tomorrow, so he ain't gonna be able to make it.
Never Chico DeBarge. You went
Listen,
there. Hey,
listen.
look, hold on. A
I will
fun
be
fact about
there.
Chico DeBarge. Wait a minute. A fun fact about Chico DeBarge. You know that on the I Like It song,
Yeah.
he
Hmm.
was the one that started the song. Everybody
Hmm.
thought it was El DeBarge. It
I
was Chico
didn't know.
DeBarge
I
that
didn't.
began the song.
I didn't
El
know.
DeBarge finished it up.
Wow.
Hmm.
I
Hey,
wonder how he.
Ain't
Crystal,
but
I
look,
will
little
be
fun fact.
I will be at your Bible study tomorrow because LJ won't date me unless I'm
Oh, come
saved.
on, Rolando.
So I need my baptism to be public. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
my
Like,
lord.
Oh Lord.
so I need about 4 people on the panel to testify. You know what I'm
Never
saying?
have
I'll be
baptism.
there.
Now
So
you
I'm
know that
gonna
you don't do
pick
that naked, right? You
I'm
don't do
gonna
that naked,
pick
Yeah.
Rolando.
I'm gonna pick Crystal, Celeste,
I want
Joshua,
to go.
and then I
I
need
want to
one
go to
Spanish brother
baptism.
there to interpret, you know what I'm saying? So we got
Yeah.
Robert, you know what I'm saying? So but
Look, don't be
anyway,
like the officer in the beginning with no pants on.
Oh.
Oh Lord.
but
Don't be like that.
I just
It's
want to tell
baptism, not
I just want to
Please
tell
strictism.
wear pants.
everybody on the
Please wear
panel
pants.
that I appreciate everybody. Celeste,
Hallelujah.
I love your realism. You always bring great insight and you laugh at all my jokes.
I sure
So
do.
I definitely appreciate that. Um, Robert, my guy, makes me feel comfortable so I ain't the only Latino up here, you know. So if ICE was to, raid our live chat, it's nice to know I get deported with somebody. You know what I'm saying? So, don't know where we
Yo,
going.
this guy.
I'm just saying, GPS
Come
don't tell us
on,
where we going,
Rolando.
but at the end of the
Wise.
day,
Oh
we'll
my
go together.
goodness.
You know what I'm
Rolanda
saying?
said I'm
So
not
that's a
going
beautiful
alone.
thing. You know,
Come
uh,
on now, man.
hey, Joshua, man, I
Yes,
appreciate you
sir.
coming to the live stream.
Most
I don't
definitely.
appreciate you stealing all the women. You know,
Oh no,
I ain't even gonna
Rolando. Come
lie.
on, man.
We're gonna have to do something about that. Ladies, calm down. Okay. Um,
Hey, there we
oh,
go.
come on, Wise. Don't do me like that, man. Don't do me like that.
Yeah, that was
Uh,
good.
Spaces, bro. We had a great
No,
time
Wise, he
last
need his
week.
own single out.
You know what I mean?
Wise, you got to
Like
put him on the screen.
we kicked it.
Who,
We
Spaces
was
or
going back and forth.
Rolando?
We talking about
Rolando,
Buddy with
Rolando need
the
his own shout out. Go ahead, put him on the screen. There it is. See,
Yeah.
there's Rolando. Now say what you saying, Rolando. Go ahead.
so
We
so
listening.
uh anyway, last week we were talking about the guy on MSNBC, the prince looking guy, with the pink
Oh
lips.
no.
Josh, Spaces. I think you got probably the second pinkest lips I ever seen in my life. Just
No,
wanted to throw
no,
that out
no,
there.
no, no,
All right.
no.
Uh,
Rolando, I say, yep, see, you gotta take him off. Gotta take him off.
yeah.
There it
See,
is.
there it is. Didn't I tell him he put some lip gloss on before the
Spaces,
It's all
young
right, man.
girl.
We forgive you.
Heck no.
Uh,
Look, I'm gonna call
D
Spaces PMJ. You know who
D.
Mike Jr. is?
You are like one of my favorite people just because you give me like these dirty looks when I kind of go off on this tangent, and start
Oh
just preaching.
no.
She'll go, oh, there it is. So I definitely appreciate you because you keep me in line with just looks. I ain't never seen nobody who could do that. So that's definitely a special gift. I appreciate that. Yolanda, you the first time on the panel. We're very, very happy to have you. We love your
I
insights,
appreciate that.
and hopefully you'll come back next week. Wise, keep the hat
It's
on,
my off
bro.
day,
I
so
was
I'll be
watching
back
you
if
when you
Wise have
didn't
me
have
on.
a hat on, and you look like my brother, bro. Both of y'all got the milk dud going on. You know what I mean? Nice and smooth. By Halloween time, I might have to throw you in my trick or treat bag there, dog.
Never a
But
trick
I
or
love
treat
you, bro. I
bag.
love you, man. You like a big brother, bro. You know, you
Y'all
part of the
terrible,
family.
yo.
If you was here, I'd stuff you full of beans and rice.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Mm-mm-mm. It's crazy you say that because my
Robert
sister,
gets
that's what
that
she
joke.
calls me,
It's a
Milk Dud.
Spanish
Every
thing.
time I talk to her, she's like, "What up, Milk Dud?" I'm like, "Come on now, come on
Never
now."
looked good.
Right.
With that being said, we're gonna get out of here. I said we wasn't gonna go until 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yep,
We're
you
definitely not going
said.
until 1 o'clock in the morning today.
Look, I'm off
Um,
tomorrow, so I'm good.
All
Look at that,
right.
Annie loves now. Annie, come on now. She said, "Keep the hat on." Really, really? What you trying to
There you
say? I
go.
don't look
Take
good
some
without the hat?
shots.
Is that what you're trying to say?
There you go. Take some shots at Wise. That's all right.
You see it, Wise? Wise, do you
As
see it?
as long as you pay for
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You
Oh,
see
you
it?
got the. Oh, you trying to ready to wrap the hair up? Okay, we're gonna get out of here. Thank you,
Hey,
LJ, for the $5 super chat.
I got
Okay,
one
we already did
request.
that. Okay,
I got
this was
one
the last
request.
one. I'll give you Josh. I'll give you the last word on Josh. LJ with the $20 super chat said this show has been a blessing in my life. I joke a lot, but in all seriousness, it's hard to find a community of serious believers.
Yes, it
Amen.
is.
Love.
So true.
Thank you, LJ. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Please,
What was you gonna say,
everybody
Josh?
remember, God made us in His image. So if we have a sense of humor, He has a sense of humor. So don't take anything we say seriously. It's just jokes. It's just to have a good time and send everybody off to sleep with a smile on their face.
Yep.
Absolutely.
No,
It's only entertainment, man. It's entertainment.
only entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Two things. I would love to come back. I enjoyed this. Sorry about the technical difficulties. I was trying to be all extra and have a microphone all up, be professional. And I got all this expensive stuff, and they're like, "Nah, Negro, it's not working today." Can we please just host one night where Rolando can just have a 30-minute comedy set? Can we just have that on here?
I can give him that if he's prepared to do so. I'll definitely give him that.
He got to do it
Oh, I
from
don't care.
the
I can
baptism
talk
pool, though.
BS all night. Just
We believe it.
let me know.
I,
Are we doing the censored version? We doing the uncensored version? That's all
Oh
you gotta
yeah,
let me know
I'd
before
say
Lord.
we.
Oh Lord.
censored version. Yes, censored.
Whose
Okay, so I'm
version
gonna
is
have to
censored?
go. I'm gonna have to go clean like Bill Cosby. Okay, that's cool.
Yes.
Most
Oh
definitely.
my
What?
Be careful
gosh.
doing Bill
What,
Cosby.
Crystal? I ain't even mentioned nothing about the man court dates or nothing. All
Oh
I
my
said,
gosh.
I just had to
Oh
go.
my God.
What's the
You
problem?
just, I'm praying for you tomorrow. I'm bringing you
Hey,
up on my panel to just pray for you, just all by yourself. You're just going to get a full baptismal prayer tomorrow.
I can't wait
Oh
to
Yeah,
see.
man.
you guys are a mess, man. You
Yep.
guys
Listen,
are a
just
mess. But I
remember,
appreciate y'all.
Oh my
he did
goodness.
it. I
Oh,
didn't do it. He the put it man. He the put it bandit, not
yep.
me.
Time to go. Hey, I love y'all already.
Yeah.
Love y'all
Yeah.
so much
This was
already.
good, man.
Bring me
This
back.
was good. I hope you guys in the chat, I know there's a lot of folks that kind of fill out because they're like, man, once 11:30 hit, they like, yeah, it's past my
Yeah.
bedtime. Lord knows I got to get up in the morning because you guys will see my face, first thing in the morning with the puffiness.
Why? Tell them
Hey,
guys on
Rolando, just go
Friday
ahead
we
and
pick.
be prepared. Call in show tomorrow. Actually, call in show later this morning. Be prepared for that. I expect for you to go ahead and pull up for a little bit.
I don't have
But
to since I did it today,
Get
right?
them guys ready. We gonna take them down,
Okay,
wise.
hold on. You
Wednesday
said
show will
Rolando or
beat the Friday show.
Yolanda?
Wednesday show will beat the Friday show. We are better than them. Let the views tell it.
hey,
All
right
right.
now
Wow.
the views say that Friday is whooping tail.
It is
Because
right now. We just
we
started.
got some heavy
It can
hitters.
tell us.
The heavy
Give us
hitters
some
on
time.
Friday. You know
Give
what I'm
us some
saying? The
time.
heavy hitters
Wise.
on
They
Friday.
had a
Crystal
head start.
Celeste, my guy Jay Witt,
Yeah, yeah, I would agree.
AT,
They had a
the
head
heavy
start.
hitters on
Denzel.
Friday.
They had a head start though.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, definitely. Head
I,
start.
Okay.
I have yet to
This is
meet
only the third one.
Minister Danzel.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
wise, I have yet to meet Minister Danzel.
Minister Danzel's got
That
fans. You heard
And
me?
he's the fashion
He
icon.
is the
He
fashion
is.
right.
icon. Minister
The
Danzel
sweaters
has
be hidden.
fans.
Mhm.
Minister
Yes.
Danzel, a
He,
great man of God, though. Really good dude. Really,
Yes.
really
I ain't
good
gonna
mm.
dude.
lie. He smell good through video.
He does.
Oh yeah.
I was
I
like,
know
damn,
he
God,
smell. He just
this
smell like
dude look
he
like he smell good, boy. Please walk past me
sharp,
twice.
clean.
That is hilarious.
Oh goodness,
This guy is
that's
a
really
this
good.
guy. This guy.
Hey,
Goodness
wise, wise,
gracious.
Like
Yes,
Bruce
ma'am.
wise. Can I
Brady.
say something real quick?
Please go for it.
I'm sorry. You know what? I didn't give like a proper shout out to Robert when you said that you were in a position to raise someone else's child and you were doing the best that you could for that child. Like there's not to be in all seriousness, but like I said, and I'll repeat it again, God put something in men that children do need. Like, do you have more children, or are you still a stepfather to that child, or
Yes.
is that your wife's daughter?
Yes. So she was 8. She's now 24, and we got her into college. She's finishing her. So she's my daughter. She's my daughter, but
Yes, yes,
so and yes,
yeah, yeah.
we have
I
two
wanted to
other
give you
girls.
your flowers.
Yeah.
I thought about that as I was addressing everybody else, but I wanted to give you your flowers on that because my dad was that kind of man. And what's really crazy is that my father's name was Robert. So
Oh
shout out
wow.
to you, Robert.
Aw.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. So was my grandfather. My grandfather's name, Robert.
Robert, yeah.
Yeah.
So you got it all sold up. There you go. She's
There you go.
24,
Boom.
out the house.
Yeah.
Boom. All righty. So I'll send invites out to you guys for next week. I was hoping that Jay Witt would pull up, but
What is
unfortunately he
Crystal
couldn't hang out
doing?
with us. I did talk to him later
What?
today. Crystal's letting us know she got to wrap that head up. You know what I'm saying? So she can get up
Because
Oh,
out of
Oh
here.
because
yeah.
he wants
She
me to.
lets us know.
I'm
But
gonna pull up tomorrow. I got to keep the hair looking good.
So we're gonna get up out of here, man. I appreciate you guys pulling up today. You guys are a blessing, to
thanks.
me. And I appreciate you
Yeah.
guys, support what we're doing over here,
Appreciate it.
on the channel.
Likewise,
And
wise.
Likewise.
thank you
Yep.
guys very much. This is good. And I just want to let you guys know that we will always want to turn things right back to the word of God. And I think we always do that. But when we
Yes.
do the evening show, I want to try to keep things a little on the lighter side of things in comparison to what we do in the mornings
Yeah,
and
Rolando.
throughout Because I mean, I'm always talking about serious stuff, always, so it's fun
I
to,
know. Yeah.
laugh
Yeah.
and talk
Let your
about
hair
something
down,
that's a
so to speak.
little lighter, so it's fun to do that. It
My
really
friend, that's a
is,
super
and
quick question.
you know, so appreciate you guys pulling up, man. Shout out to all my guys in the chat. Thank you guys very much. Everybody that supported the channel financially this evening. We appreciate you guys as well. All my blues, I appreciate you guys keeping things peaceful in the chat. And we're going to get up out of here, man. As always, keep God first. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you all next time. Y'all take care, man. God bless. Peace.
God bless you.
God bless.
Peace.
And the problem I got with the new school church is that we've developed a victim theology. This victim theology that suggests that everything wrong in your life is either your haters or the devil. When sometimes the worst thing in your life is you. You don't pray, you don't talk to God, you don't tithe, you don't read your Bible, and you think you can come to church and listen to my jacked up self and be better all week. I'm having to pray and talk to God all week too. That's why the devil think the church soft now. The devil be in hell like they lame and washed out. All they want to do is jump up, slap hot neighbors, high five, sing, shout, cry, roll on the floor, go home and do the exact same thing. What I'm trying to show you, if you ever make up in your mind, I'm ready to repent, I'm ready to pray, and I'm ready to get in my word. Why? Because your situation don't change the word, but the word will change your situation. Somebody shout, yeah!